listening to KaoticRadio.com.
Hello, and welcome to a beautiful disaster, this wonderful, beautiful, gorgeous Tuesday afternoon with Dutchie, the legendary punk DJ, myself, Kat Monroe. We have the Anarchist in studio with us today. And we have Rachel back there in sound. We are going to have hospital food out of the UK on phone. Nathan's going to be giving us a call, and Eric from the Subjectors is going to be giving us a call in about about an hour or so. Good stuff. We're going to have a great show today, aren't we?
We have a great show every fucking day.
Yes, we do.
Every fucking week.
Yes. How are you today, Dutchie?
I'm getting old.
Yeah, you're limping.
Yeah, I was limp when I got up this morning.
You said you were limp for 3 days.
Yeah.
I can fix that.
3 days. Can you?
I'll just rub it down a little and then...
Although you said this morning I looked a little stiff.
Yeah, he had a stiff leg this morning.
It's not a stiff leg I want now, is it? I can have limp legs. I can have no fucking legs. Just saying. Fucking you girls are disgusting.
Oh, you know you like it.
But all of a sudden, I'm not limp anymore. It's gone.
Ah, see, I told you we could fix it. Right, Rachel? We can handle that one.
Especially when you come in with a fucking shirt like that on, right?
Oh, my unknown I'm wearing my unknown shirt today. We're live on YouTube, right? My unknown shirt's all ripped up. Yep. Right where it counts.
They should sell those kind of shirts.
It's air conditioning for my boobs, so I don't get so much boob
Just
sweat.
take it off.
Okay.
We are on YouTube, which is a good thing. It could certainly improve the numbers if we put that
I didn't
out
realize my wine glass was almost empty. Maybe when I refill it.
You refilled mine. And
I did. I didn't refill my own, no.
KaoticRadio.com. Beautiful Disaster every Tuesday at 4.
Yes.
We've been super lucky for that. I want to thank you because you do all the booking all the time.
I love it.
I think I booked 2 bands in the last 2 years.
We have great guests coming up. I can't say who, but we
No,
have
I
a lot
know.
more.
Yeah, I'm super. If that comes off,
it's going to. It's just a matter of the date.
then
and
she could be in trouble.
Yeah.
I may have to be behind the glass in there.
I have my calendar right here. Let me
with
pull
some
it up
wipes
really quick and making sure.
That's just wrong to say
yeah,
that.
we're not talking about that.
No.
Dutchie, no.
Anyways, no, shut up, Kat. Don't make me out to be like a pervert.
For what it's worth, I'm usually in there and you can't see under the window.
Very true, yeah. Very true.
There's a nice countertop in there, too.
I pressed my boobs up on that window.
So
yeah, I still see the marks.
I'm not. What are you laughing for, Rachel?
Because I was looking for the imprint. All I see is fingerprints.
Because I was trying to grab them.
So first of all, I want to thank Nathan Seaton.
Yes.
For sending Kaotic Radio, specifically yourself and me, a brand new copy of the new album called Oblivion.
And it says promo copy, not for resale.
And you got to love that. You know
yes.
what? When you get one of those, that has to go in a case and go on the wall. One of them will.
Yep.
I already loaded it in.
We should have had him sign it.
Yeah. But we don't need to. We know where it came from, you know?
Yep.
And the next time he's over and the next time Hospital Food come and do a tour.
Oh, they're going to be in studio.
Then we'll get them in the studio.
Sure.
And we
and they're going to play the Doll Hut. They already told me.
Are they coming over anytime soon?
I don't know.
Well,
we can ask him when he calls.
He's going to be on the phone in a few minutes, right?
Yes.
So let's play a song. I know you wanted to play DIY Punk Band first, right?
Yes, I do play that song on the Thursday Look What Cat Dragged In show because it's all about DIY unsigned bands from around the world. So when I saw that song, DIY Punk Band, I had to play it. And the way that he describes DIY punk bands in the songs is absolutely perfect.
Good. KaoticRadio.com, Hospital Food from the new album Oblivion. KaoticRadio.com, DIY punk band, Hospital Food from the album, the brand new album, Oblivion. I think we got Nathan on the phone, don't we?
Hello, Nathan. Are you there? Can you hear us? Hello? Hello? Can you hear it? Uh-oh.
It needs to be louder.
It needs to be louder? Okay,
Yeah, he's not. He's
You
not
have to
plugged
take.
in.
You know what? I'm going to play another song. I'll get off the phone with him. We'll get him back on, because I know what's wrong. all
Okay.
right?
Okay, hold on, Nathan. We'll be back in a minute. KaoticRadio.com. Always chaotic. All the time.
You step into the yard thinking you're so bad. See the little new boy looking all sad. You head on over with your crew intact. Hey, little shit face, give me your bag. You make his life hell, you make it cry. You're nothing more than a bully boy. Oi, oi, bully boy, you little prick. Come pick on me, I'll give you shit. Oi, oi, bully boy, leave him alone, or I'll get you back when you're walking home. You pick on the weak, and you pick on the small. Then you hold your head high, thinking you're cool. Well, I know the truth, I know you're weak. I know at night you struggle to sleep. So come pick on me, cause I'm not soft. I'll make you wish you just fucked off. Oi, oi, bully boy, you little prick. Come pick on me, I'll give you shit. Oi, oi, bully boy, leave him alone, or I'll get you back when you're walking home. Cause you're a bully boy, I'll get you back. 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 You're a bully boy, 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 get you back. Oi, oi, bully boy, you little prick. Come pick on me, I'll give you shit. Oi, oi, bully boy, leave him alone, or I'll get you back when you're walking home. Oi, oi, bully boy, you little prick. Come pick on me, cause I'll give you shit. Oi, oi, bully boy, leave him alone, or I'll get
Chaotic Radio. Nathan, are you there?
Hello?
I certainly am. Yes, I'm still here.
There! Yay, we did it!
Hiya, you alright?
I just didn't... Dutchie didn't
It
put
went
it...
all the way in.
Yeah, Dutchie didn't put it in the hole all the way, so it didn't work right. It has to go all the way into where it touches the back, Dutchie.
Till you get to the special little button.
Now you know.
Yep. Once you hit the button, then it's ready to go.
So what's up, Nathan? How are you? And how's the band?
Fantastic on both accounts. I'm good. Band's good.
You played Rebellion.
Yeah, we did. We played Rebellion. Yes, we did the last 2 years now, and it was very good.
Before you played, is it something that you would used to go to the actual shows itself?
Ben goes every year. I've not. We have a young family. I have been before. I went when they were called Wasted. When my son was 3, I took my son when he was 3.
That's when you should fucking take them, when we can get them nice and fucking young.
Train him right.
Oh yeah.
Well, you ain't far from Blackpool, are you, where you live?
It's about an hour and a half, 90 miles, something like that. So not too far.
Nah, fuck, that's great. You know, I mean, I've been gone from the UK for 26 years, and Rebellion hadn't even started when I left. I would say punk was just about fucking dead, no matter where you went in the world. And it's amazing that here we are 20 fucking years into Rebellion now. That was 21 years this year, right?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Fucking amazing and bigger and better than it's ever been. You got the new album called Oblivion.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Your music is, I would say, getting stronger. Does that reflect?
Yeah.
Does that reflect in the crowds and the response you get over there?
It does with we got a new drummer last year, and it gels really well because drummer's 20, bass player's 27, and I'm 50, and it all seems to work. You know, we get that. We got Dom's youth and his aggression in his playing, but then you've got me because I'm 50, so I'm a lot more tame. But it just blends really well.
So it balances out. It balances everything out then.
It's really strange because it does really balance out.
Does it surprise you that you can do that?
Very much, yeah. Very, very much.
When did you start? When did Hospital Food originate?
We started in 2009.
Oh, that surprises me. Because I was pulling your albums up today, and I thought I saw albums from way back. No.
I've been in bands for 30 odd years.
What? Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll just say I started playing in bands. I used to go to punk gigs in early 80s when Alt Thrash war started, and that's what made me want to play guitar and be in a band. And so I started playing in bands in 1984. I started playing gigs in 1985. So I've been in bands all the time since then, really.
It surprises me that Hospital Food have only been around that short a time, though, with the sound that you got. Because
it has an old school sound. Definitely has an old. But he, like I said, he's been in bands for a long time, so that carries over. What were some of the names of the other bands you've been in?
I've been in a band called let's think, Disguisers. In fact, have you heard of a record label called Peaceful Records? It's got all anarchy bands on, Paradise Lost or stuff like that.
I never heard of them. No, not from over here. No.
Well, we were signed to them in 1980s, but we weren't a punk band. I've always been into punk, but the only punk band I've been in is Hospital Food.
And you're from Leeds, right?
Near Leeds. I'm 10 miles from Leeds. And some of the songs on the new album, I actually started writing in 1980s. So 2 or 3 songs were music I started 30 odd years ago. So, and we just obviously Ben and Dom weren't even alive.
No, fucking hell. How old are your kids now?
My kids, I've got a 21-year-old who I've got an 18-year-old who is very much his favourite bands. Is it very much into Exploited? Is my son. But they're not in band. I mean, my son sometimes plays drums for Hospital Food if Dom can't make gig. But they're not my sons in band.
No, but they're into the same music though.
My son is one of my sons is into punk. One of my sons hates any kind of music apart from 1950s Frank Sinatra. Every kind of music. Music, he thinks,
that's
awful.
Dad, shut the fuck up. Don't do it, Dad. Don't fucking do it. Does he tell you you're too old?
Yes, very much so.
Yeah, I have a 17-year-old and he thinks I know nothing about music, so I get it.
The biggest shock to me... No, go on.
No, go on. I was listening.
I say the biggest shock to me is the fact that the music that nearly disappeared, come back is stronger than ever now. And then guys like yourself, and we see this quite a bit.
A lot.
With a lead singer who's 50, 55 even. Normally a couple of the older guys with a couple of young guys in the band with them, and they'll sit in the studio with us.
Special duties.
Yeah, and you go,
the drummer
hell.
was like 20, 22, 23, yeah.
Abrasive Wheels.
Yeah.
Matt's not very old, is he? Guitarist, Matt.
No.
Well, we know Matt.
Abrasive Wheels are in the studio.
Yeah, we've had
us.
him in the studio. Yeah, they've got a young guy too.
I listened to that. I thought that it was a great interview. I think it'd been. I think they were very drunk.
You know, it's funny. I was just going to say, and I nearly said something that would have been wrong. I nearly said it's great when we have the English bands in because they all get fucked up, right? But every band gets fucked up when they come in. It doesn't matter what nationality they are.
There's no discrimination between how fucked up anybody gets. Yeah.
And
it's our studio.
I do think though that the English bands when they come over, they're out for a better time because a lot of them have never been to California. And I know when Special Duties, Special... No, it was Abrasive Wheels. They went to the Motel 6 and they got fucked up all afternoon.
Is that the one?
Yeah. And but they got to the studio and they were fucking wasted. So that always makes for good fucking entertainment.
It was fantastic to listen to. It really was.
And again, you know, we're blessed with what we do. We're blessed to have bands from around the world sending us their music. For that, I'll fucking all I can do is keep thanking you, because it's great fucking music. It's great entertainment. I love hearing the fucking stories about the bands. You know, you say you're 50. Where you grew up and born? Where exactly? You're just outside of Leeds, right?
You've gone.
My brother lives out that way. And you probably know it. A little village called Pocklington.
Pocklington, did you?
Yeah.
You're breaking up. I heard a little bit of that.
Yeah,
I know Pocklington. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where my brother lives and my little cousins and that shit. I went up there once. Fuck that, it's too cold for me.
We're playing New York. we are playing New York in I think in October.
So how big? When I say big, how big is the music for you and your band? Do you? Because there's a lot of shit goes on in Europe. There's a lot of shit goes on in Germany. Do you do all that stuff? Do you go to all those fests? Do you play?
We played. We have played in Germany this year. We've played in Italy for the last 2 years, Sweden, and we've been to Holland. And we're definitely going to Germany again next year, and Italy.
Yeah, they play a lot of shows. I follow their Facebook because you guys play a lot of shows.
Yeah, you know what? I tell you what. Let's play a song.
We do.
Well, let's play us because we're breaking up to you. You're breaking up to us, right? Let's switch phones, and I'll call you on another phone. In the meantime, we'll play a couple of songs from the new album. What songs you want me to play for you?
Yeah, absolutely any you like. Just pick any number.
All right, I'm going to go for Goodbye Harry Patch, because any fucking song with Harry in it seems to be an always song for me.
It's a true story.
It's a true story?
Yeah, if you look for the last English Tommy from First World War to die, it was called Harry Patch.
Really?
Yeah, it's a true story. Every word of it is true.
Tell Kat. Kat's looking at me like,
yes,
what the fuck is going on? Tell her what a Tommy is.
It basically, it was cannon fodder soldiers. It was soldiers in First World War. Basically, they used to get shot just to use bullets, basically. And they were called Tommies. They were meant to go over, and they were going to get shot. They were going to die. It was simple as that.
The first guy. Okay.
And they were all young. They were all 14, 15, 16 year old. In fields in France when they were fighting in fields.
That's really sad.
Yeah, it's an awful story. And some of them survived, and the last one what died was called Harry Patch, and they did a program on TV about him, and I watched it, and that's where the song came from.
Oh, that's
awesome. Yeah,
let's play that, and then we'll come right back because our line's nice and fucking clear now. KaoticRadio.com.
A beautiful disaster.
We've got Nathan Seaton on the phone from Hospital Food.
Calling from the UK.
Brand new album, Oblivion. When we come back, we'll find out where you can buy it, when it's released in the UK and in the US. KaoticRadio.com.
And that was Goodbye Harry Patch by Hospital Food. Out of the UK, we have Nathan Seaton live on the air, calling from the UK on a beautiful disaster. Dutchie the Punk DJ, myself, Cat Monroe, the Anarchist, live in studio with us, and Rachel back there in sound. Hello, Nathan.
Hello.
Oh, that's much better. Your phone's better quality than mine, Dutchie.
Well, I fucking knew that. We upgraded to.
Mine's a cheapie.
It's a throwaway, isn't it?
It is a
It fucking
throwaway,
runs out of money and you throw it in the trash. And
No,
it's
it's
really.
not throwaway. It's just a cheap phone.
You should throw it away now, anyways.
I know I should.
So yeah, interesting story. It's writing songs is interesting shit, though, right?
Yeah, I didn't realise with songs that I write, I've always thought I just wrote throwaway songs, and the more I think about it, the more I actually think more about them than what even I realise. You know, because you write something, you don't really think, oh, write this. It's just that I watched it on telly about the man, and I liked the story of it. It was a nice story. It didn't like war. And I suppose with what's going on in the world today, I don't like war. You know, people can get killed. So that's what I wrote it for.
And you know what? You took the fucking words out of my mouth, because I was just about to say, and there's a lot of that shit going on right now. There's a lot of scary shit going on around the world. There always has been, but I think it's a little bit scarier now.
Because it's close to home. That's why. It's always scary.
It's everywhere, isn't it? I mean, I suppose the world's smaller now, isn't it? It's where everything.
With the internet, it makes everything smaller.
I was thinking more of nuclear weapons makes it a little bit smaller. Not, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that too. That too.
That can fry it a little bit faster.
Yeah, it is that way. I'm surprised that we haven't had more songs from bands that are attacking that. You know, maybe they'll come out later. I don't know. But
probably in the works right now, I'd guess.
Oh, I think there's a few being
I'm
written
sure
this fucking week, that's for sure.
Maybe a few.
I think there seems to be a lot more younger people coming into punk, and obviously when you're younger, you have a lot more aggression in you, and you can be more angry and vocally angry about things. And I think there will be a bigger punk explosion. At Rebellion this year, I was surprised by how many younger people there were.
Were you there for the whole 4 days?
Yeah.
I've never been.
But I was like,
you go on.
I was saying I was stood at back, where there's like Dom, he was in front, and I mean, when I watch videos what you put on from gigs in America, you do seem to have a lot of younger people, whereas in England, at most pub gigs, it seems to be a lot older people.
You know, Steve Norris from Special Duties was talking about that big time 2 weeks ago. Yeah. How they came over and they headlined a punk festival down the street from us. And it was a 12, 14-hour punk festival, and it sold out 1,200 people. He said, but your pits are just full of young fucking kids, young kids.
Yeah, I noticed that too when I went to the Special Duty show last year. I'm shocked that they know all the words to all the songs and all, because the band members are more mature, so it just surprised me.
Yeah, Rebellion did me this year. I mean, my favourite band is Stiff Little Fingers. Whenever I go see Stiff Little Fingers, I see like 700-800 people who all just look like me. They're all fat 50-year-olds.
You know, you say that, and it's. I can't talk because I haven't been back there to see a band in fucking 30 years.
And you're 50 as well.
Right, and I'm 54. You know, but Rachel, our engineer today, me and her went to see Stiff Little Fingers 2.5 years ago at the House of Blues, and the pit, and I've got a great fucking video of it. The pit was just on fire, just nothing but fucking. I'm gonna say 16 to 25-year-olds going fucking crazy.
That's their outlet. That's how they let it out.
That's what Rebellion seemed to be like this year. When Peter Test Tube Babies played, they all seem to be late teenagers, you know, mid to late teenagers at front going absolutely mental. And it was nice to see. You know, they were having fun, but going mental.
Well, if Rebellion's like that, then where the fuck are they at the pub shows and the club shows around the country when you?
Game.
What is it, 20 or 18 and over or what?
It's 18. A lot of them that have, like strictly they don't want you if you're under 25. So a lot of them just can't get in.
We talk about that quite often here. You know that there's not enough shows to let the 16-year-olds in.
Yeah, we see a bigger crowd at the Kyle and I talk about that.
Or not backstages, backyard parties.
At the backyard parties, all ages parties, we see a lot bigger crowds when the younger people can get in.
Well, it's partly, the younger people are allowed to come in. The other part of it is that you don't have to worry about security kicking you out of the fucking venue to enjoy yourself,
I'll tell you what, we have a lot of here, what I've seen to be started. You have a lot of, just local promoters or people who play bands. They'll put a gig on in a working men's club, and they do let younger people in, and they get busy.
Sounds like Southern California.
Except without the younger people, yeah.
Do you know what, just to clarify for these Yankees in here, you know what a working men's club is?
Like a union?
Kind of. It's kind of like a VFW, but not affiliated to. It is union most of the
like
time.
a VFW hall.
Yeah, same kind of place though, right? And you see out here the VFWs, which is the equivalent back there, Nathan, of our British Legions, are having fucking punk shows all over the place.
Yeah,
all over the fucking place.
We played one a couple of months ago, and it was an all-day punk one, and there wasn't a main band on it. Well, I think the biggest band on was Section 5, but it was packed all day, and it was just really, really good. We played, and there's a few of them what's cropping up. It's certainly in the middle of the country what are doing them and having all days on, and they're all getting busy. People do seem to be. It does seem to be getting bigger again.
Do you find, and again, this is a question because it was so fucking different in '77 when it started for me. Is the north of England and the south of England in the punk genre more united than it was 40 years ago?
No, I think punk scene's a bit strange. There's different areas. Some areas are really friendly, and some areas, you get locked out. They don't want you there.
Who fucking locks you out? I want to know what fuckers lock you out. Where's the you know what I mean? Because it used to be that way. That the Londoners were it was every fucking city. Every city used to fucking hate each other.
It seems to be. I don't know. Just some gigs just don't seem as friendly as others. You go to some places. Say we played in Bolton, which is top side of Manchester, a couple of months ago, and it couldn't be any nicer. Absolutely, everybody talking to you, everybody wants to be friends, everybody has fun. And then there's other places where you play, and nobody seems to talk. You just, I don't know.
Yeah, it's funny how different cities have got different personalities. To me, the best place I ever went to party in England was Liverpool.
I played in Liverpool with a band in the 90s, but it wasn't a punk band. But yeah, that was fantastic.
What kind of band were you in? You said it wasn't a punk band. Was it just rock and roll?
No, it was a pop band.
Oh, it was a pop band?
Yeah, I did my time in pop bands.
We'll have to find some of that music that you and play it.
Yeah, was you the singer?
No, I was bass player in that band.
I want to see a fucking picture. That's what I want to see. I want to see fucking pictures of this shit.
Yeah, I've only started singing in bands, I don't know, 2003, 2004. And when Hospital Food first started, we actually had a singer. Me and Ben. Ben's always been in band and I've always been in band. But Ben just played bass and I just played guitar. We had a couple of different singers, but they went and we couldn't get another singer, so that's why me and Ben ended up singing.
How many's in the band? 4 of you?
3.
3 of you?
Yeah,
wow, you got a fucking deep sound for 3 people.
Yeah, it does. Mm-hmm. That's for sure.
I suppose in the studio it's more. It's not as wild because Dom is a very, very aggressive and busy drummer, and you have to say, "Calm down." Live, you don't need just girls, and he's great.
Girls.
Did you?
He said girls. Yeah.
I don't feel girls.
I think that's what he said.
Fucking girls.
No, it just goes. It goes.
Goes. Okay.
Yeah, it just.
Oh, it just goes. Okay.
Cat's got a dirty mind.
I do have a dirty mind. I can't help it.
I know. I heard you when you were on about getting it in.
Has to go all the way in. How many CDs or albums does Hospital Food have?
We've got 3 albums and a demo album. So it's 4 if you want to count demo album. But demo album is just exactly like it's different parts of the band when we very first started with original lineup to stuff that we just didn't think we would go on an album and stuff like that.
So you come off something like you just did now. You come off a Rebellion, and it seems like that was a huge fucking success. It seems like it always is. As an individual band, where you going now? What you doing?
We just played. I think we just played somebody's birthday party on Saturday, and it was a pub what normally has cover bands on. So when we turned up, I mean this man said he wanted us to play, and he knew we're not a cover band. And everybody else thought we were a cover band. And somebody says, "Do you do any Queen?"
Fucking hell, yeah.
No. Oh. Do you do anything by Killers?
The Killers, no.
Yeah. Well, what do you do? It's all his own stuff. Well, what do you mean your own stuff? And it was great. It was really, really good game. Proper good fun. Everybody just enjoying it.
You make me laugh because you give me fucking memories back of when I was there, and when I go back and I'll go out on a Saturday night, right? And I love the English 50-year-old women, the old fucking slappers, right?
Slappers? Is that like a cougar? Is that like a cougar?
They're playing the fucking discos are in the pub.
Is that like a cougar?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, right.
It's a slapper.
Right, and they're playing the same fucking songs that they were playing when I left.
Yeah, Bon Jovi, Living on a Prayer, and One Wake Me Up Before You Go.
Yeah, and fucking
Lord.
Cool and the Gang.
Oh no!
Celebrate.
So yeah, my brothers go, "Cool, we got to go down this pub. There's a fucking DJ on, and the girls will be there." And I go, "Fucking hell, no! Tell me that ain't fucking true." And it's exactly the fucking same as when I left. And it's so England. It's so the English pub scene on a fucking Saturday night. And I tell you what, the women, no matter how ugly they are, they fucking get their fucking shit on, and they'll stick it in their fucking skirts.
How ugly
and
they are? Really?
They have no shame. Nathan, am I right or am I wrong?
Yeah, they've got even less shame now.
Oh, I'm going back only 2 years when the last time I came over. That's what made me laugh. I came over 2 years ago, and I'm like, my old man lived down in Bournemouth, and I'm like, so have we got any good punk shows going on? And there wasn't the weekend I was there. He's like, well, fuck it, we'll just go to the pub. And yeah, same old music, same old fucking dancing.
Same old ladies.
And
just saying.
That's a different scene out here, all the guys are trying to get fucked for the night with the ladies, and but it's a fun scene. That's your Friday night, Saturday night pub scene, right? Or your Friday nights is your guys, Saturday nights is your guys and your girls together. But there was no punk scene when I left, and I'm over here. I'm telling you now, I've never seen a punk scene just
it's non-stop.
Thriving like it is.
It's non-stop.
You should come and do a California tour.
Yeah, he already said he's going to play the doll hut.
We really, really want to. It's just getting finances to get over there.
Yeah, it's expensive.
Well, I tell you what, you've got somewhere to stay, all right? I'll give you that.
Yeah.
It's a radio station, but we got blow-up mattresses, right? And air conditioning.
Oh, we can have a radio station party, slumber party.
We got 5-star hotels down the street with swimming pools.
I'll bring all my girlfriends.
We'll look you up with a driver. And
pillow fights.
Come on, son, come over.
We certainly would love to come over and play, 100%.
Yeah, it was.
I know what bastards. I grew up. Well, I didn't grow up, but I do. I know Al really well.
Oh, do you?
We love the bastards.
Yeah. When they were called Shaitor, they used to be called Shaitor for a short while. And I used to make them cups of tea because I used to work at the rehearsal studio.
I didn't know that.
1989, 1990.
That's interesting.
We were lucky enough to be invited to when they did their record release at the Whiskey. We were lucky enough to be on the stage at the Whiskey to introduce them.
Oh, we got to introduce them. That was fun.
And yeah, you know what?
I introduced them twice. First time I fucked it up, but yeah.
But yeah, come on over, man. Anytime. You know what? You're welcome. And I know a lot of the bands that we deal with. They think there's huge expenses, and there can be if you don't know what you're doing. But we can help you out anytime you
And we
want.
can get you shows easy.
Yeah, we certainly love to do that. It'd be fantastic. Well, it'd be like a dream, wouldn't it? I suppose.
Have you
when
done it
start playing
before? Have you been to the States before and done any shows out there?
No. Only places we've been to Holland, that's it, Italy, Germany, and Sweden. And you know, we really are 100% DIY. We have done it all ourselves. With Italy, we're friends with an Italian band, and we went with them. We're going again with them this year because it's their 10th anniversary, so we did 10th anniversary tour of Italy with them.
Out of the places that you've been, which has the best punk scene?
Germany.
Ah, really?
Yeah, I mean, we only did one gig in Germany, and we're going back there and playing again. It was. To be fair, Europeans, they're always nice people. You know, you played England, and they don't want to give you a free pint of beer at a bar. You know, they don't. You're there, play and go.
I gotta call
Whereas
bullshit. Dutch is always telling me fuck off.
Why? Do you play small clubs or do you play the big clubs?
Small. I mean, we play biggish places, but they're always. We're better off in small places. We like small places. You know, you can talk to people. You can be friendly with people.
Yeah, it's a
Big
little.
places,
It's a little more intimate, and the egos kind of go out the door. That's kind of cool. It's the same way here with that too.
We've got no egos. We like playing. You know, we go and play, and if they say you're on first, you're on first, and if you're saying you're playing, and you know last, but there's nobody there, you get up and play last. But we go, we'll play. We just enjoy it.
You just want to. Yeah, I love that when bands just want to play no matter what. So some of the best shows I've been to have been small little shows with maybe like with a handful of people there.
We did. Chelsea did the 40th anniversary tour last year. We did a couple of gigs on that, and I really like Chelsea, the punk band Chelsea. And on one of them gigs, it was the 40th anniversary tour. 4 people paid in.
4 people?
And that was it. 4 people, and that was the 40th anniversary.
Oh God!
4 people showed up at the show.
40th
and
anniversary.
Fucking hell.
And they're fantastic, and they played, and they were great. They still played, they still rocked, they still.
Oh, and you still had a great time, probably.
Yeah. It was them things. No, you could do. We were there. They were there. It was great.
It was funny because I just got a message from the band today from Chelsea.
Really?
Yeah.
Are we going to have them on the show?
Well, we should always send them an invitation, you know. But you know, when the 40th anniversary of punk is upon us now, 76, 77, 78, 79. So I'm expecting in the next
I'm older than punk.
2 years that we're going to get all these bands, and we're seeing it now, going on their 40th anniversary tour. Stiff Little Fingers are in town in, I think, 3 or 4 weeks from now.
September.
Yeah,
August, yeah.
They've been around here a couple of times this year, and they're on fire. They're playing. I mean, they've always been my favourite band, the Stiff Little Fingers. So I find it hard to slag them off, but they're playing perfectly now. And the set list is fantastic.
The set list is fantastic, and the last album they released was unfucking believable. Rachel, pop into the conversation, Rachel, because
What's up?
we're talking about Stiff Little Fingers.
Oh yeah.
Right, and
You guys went to that show, right?
Yeah, well, we met briefly once, and then I had a spare ticket for Stiff Little Fingers at the House of Blues, and I threw it out there on Facebook. Does anyone want it? And it ended up with me and Rachel
Yeah.
going.
That's where we
and
very first.
we went there
connected.
real early. We stayed right up against the rail the whole fucking show. And then the next night I went to see him again because same as you, Nathan, dude, they're one of my favourite bands of all time. And if I could get to see them 2 nights in a row, I'm going both fucking nights.
Yeah.
And it blew me away. First of all, their sound, their energy, but secondly, what blew me away more than anything else was the fact that they had a new album that could stand up against any of their originals.
Yeah, I mean, for me, everybody with Stiff Little Fingers, everybody always says Inflammable Materials, but my favourite album, when they're first going, is the Go For It album. I love Go For It. I think it's fantastic.
Oh fuck! Their first 3 albums. I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I like every album they've done. I like Now Then as well.
Yeah.
I think Now Then's a great album, but my favourite album is Go For It. But that's probably because that's when I really got into them. When it came out, I really got into them then.
That's because you're way younger than me. That's why.
Way
My
younger.
favourite-
No, you know what? Though, 5 years difference, right, mate? At that time, right? I mean, when I think Inflammable Material came out in 1978, right? So I'm 15, Nathan's 10 or 11. There's a big fucking
makes a
difference,
difference, yeah,
you
it
know,
does,
at that age. You know, and
Yeah.
I think that's the reason why Inflammable Material is most people, or the original punk's favorite album, because when we heard that album, it was different from the rest of the punk bands. And they were standing up for something that in a different way than what the bullshit that's going on now. But the IRA and the British and the Catholic and the Protestant thing was fucking huge. And for a band, to have
What year was that?
78,
Yeah.
for the band to stand up to the world and say fuck you, fuck everyone, and not be scared they're gonna get their fucking kneecaps blown off was huge.
And they're only kids as well, weren't they? They're only like 21-year-old, 20-year-old
Yeah.
when they did it as well.
You doing what you do now, you get to meet all these fuckers. You get to play festivals with these guys and support these guys. Do you think back and go, fucking hell, I'm meeting fucking Jake Burns. Fucking hell, I'm meeting Jimmy Percy, or you know?
I know when as first ever gig, we Hospital Food, when I put it was me who put band together, and it was a case of I wanted to do a proper punk gig. You know, I started playing because I wanted to be in a punk band, and it just never happened. I played in bands where I earned a little bit of money, so I never got in one. And then I thought, I'm in my 40s, I'm not going to play for much longer. If I do it, I want to enjoy it. So we Hospital Food, I wanted to do one gig, a proper punk gig. I wouldn't bother what anybody thought. I just wanted to do a punk gig. And we got one, and it was supporting Abrasive Wheels.
Oh, you
So, I
played
mean,
it. That's awesome.
Yeah, and that's so his first gig was supporting Abrasive Wheels, and I was blown away because I used to go see him 25 years before. And then the singer said to us, we're supporting Test Tubes. And I've always loved Pete and Test Tube Babies. So to play with any band is great, especially when you used to watch them when you were a kid.
Oh, that's the. To me, that's the biggest thing for me.
You do
now.
that a lot, Dutchie.
I
now.
say it
yeah,
non-stop.
You totally do it a lot.
I say it
Dutchie.
too often. Maybe not. I don't know. To have people sitting in front of me, to have GBH sitting in the studio with us, to have some of the American bands, you know, even.
Well, you know what the funniest thing is for me. I'm going to cut you off right now because your singer is Casey Warrior of DI.
Yeah.
Big in Orange County back when I was like 10, 12, 13. I only heard him through backyard parties. I only heard him through tapes that was given to me. And now that we hang out with him and he's a singer of your band, it's like the same thing.
But yeah,
You know what I mean? It's
yeah, they
GI.
cool.
I heard it when I was younger. I didn't know exactly, but you know.
But the best thing about it, Nathan, right? You tell me, because you like I said, you're at these festivals. Is there doesn't seem to be one guy that I've met that thinks he's a superstar.
I've got to be. I totally agree with you. You know, it's very much everybody just decent people. Everybody comes out and chats. I mean, Ben from band is good friends with various bands like Vice Squad and Anti-Nowhere League. And when we played at Rebellion, he was always a bit drummer of Anti-Nowhere League. And I know when we went to Italy, they were messaging all the time, asking us if we're having good gigs. You know, and this is a band who I certainly went away. I don't know when did Streets of London come out. I remember buying Streets of London.
Streets of London came out in 79, I think, or 80.
Yeah, well, I know I bought it when it came out, and then so when you're nearly 40 years later, you're playing in a band in Italy, and you're getting messages off drummers saying, "Are you having good gigs?" You think, "Wow,
that's amazing."
And you're on about sorry, I was saying you're on about GBH. I remember going to see GBH when I was 16. And I used to go to a club called Brannigan's, and there's a song on the album, Punk Rock Art. It used to go in 1983 when I was 16. And I went to see GBH, and at that time they didn't have capacities, so they could get as many people in as possibly could. and it was a tiny little pub, and it was packed solid. And I'd just been 16, and everybody were on stage, and you know, I was under a pile of people, and I thought, this is what life is about. This is rock and roll. This is perfect.
That sounds like
it couldn't have been any better.
Now, did you say they sang a song called Punk Rock Art, or you wrote the song about that's what the punk rock?
I wrote, it's about. I'm not sure what number it is. It's on album Punk Rock Art, but that's what that we wrote from.
I like that song. I played that song actually on my Thursday show because I really like that song. So that's about when you went to the club and it was packed with GBH.
Yeah. That's what it was about. It was Brannigan's. It were.
I like that song. I played it a few times. It's a really good song.
I'm gonna play it now.
Yeah, we should.
I'll play it now. I'll call you back. I'll get you off the phone, but I'll call you back and we'll spend the last 5 minutes talking to you before we go.
Okay.
All right, my man.
All right, my friend. Thank you.
KaoticRadio.com.
A Beautiful Disaster, and this is Hospital Food, brand new off their album Oblivion.
I'm on the boat so the wind leads. Come on!
KaoticRadio.com, punk rock in my heart.
I love that song. I played it on my Thursday show, and I like it because he names all the bands. He names GBH and a bunch of other bands, and it's just a really cool song.
Sounds like punk rock bowling. I got a punk rock in my eye.
I'll tell
That
you
sounds
what.
like really bad sex. I got a punk rock in my eye.
Hey,
Or really good sex either way.
I thought when something went in
That's
your
a
eye during
sticky
the
eye.
sex, it was good.
Yeah, it is good. It just burns.
Does it?
It burns and it's sticky.
Yeah, I know it burns. I've
I
got
wouldn't
myself in
know.
the eye a few
and then,
times.
And then you have a red eye for a little bit. People are like, you're high. No, it's something else.
So eye or mouth?
Yeah, you're high with one red eye.
Well, if it's only one red eye, you're not high.
No, there's. You know what? There must be. Did you get something in your eye? Is it mohawk or was it something else?
If it's sticky, it's not the mohawk.
Ah, you disgusting cat. But you know the
Oh,
music's
you
good
love
in the studio when the anarchist starts bouncing around. And he was bouncing around like fuck just now.
That's a good song. All the songs are good, but that's a really good song.
All right, we have to go to commercial.
Alrighty then.
And when we get back, we're going to talk to Nathan for another 5-10 minutes.
And then we're going to have Eric from the Subjectors.
Yes, we fucking are.
Do you like the Subjectors?
Yeah, I did. That was a pleasure. We had to me, that was one of the best shows that, and I'm talking not my band particularly, but the whole fucking night was
good.
a amazingly great fucking night.
Considering the short notice, it was actually a really, really
shit,
good
yeah,
night.
let's do that again.
Short notice is the best sometimes.
There goes the music.
Complete control. So maybe this is not hospital food because I'm looking at this and it says hospital food 2003, and then
No,
it said he
it
didn't
has something
start
else.
until 2000.
No, it's something else.
Now see, this is what I'm talking about. This is
That's
the
alternative.
shit. Just fucking pissing me off. Oh, don't get pissed off.
Let me
Get
see.
happy.
No, look at this shit. This is happening in HB. Who else did that type of shit?
Can't read it.
A book burning fucking event.
A what?
A book burning event.
When?
Malcolm McLaren.
Saturday.
What book are they burning?
Like fucking all kinds of shit. Who else burned books?
Hitler.
The Third Reich did. They had mass.
They burned
So many-
books and they burned art.
Had
The
forum
Catholic
censorship.
Church.
They burned art.
The Catholic Church freaking
Yep.
burn shit.
This is
Dictator.
happening in HB. You best believe Saturday I might be calling. you.
Saturday, we have to go to the doll hut.
I might be calling. You.
Oh, we got an anarchist in the studio!
Then you wonder
It's
why
about
I'm all
time.
stressed out. Good Lord. My daughter might just go with you, Kyle. Oh my God, what is the world coming to?
Madness. It's all
Madness.
fucking mad.
It's coming to this. It's perfect, the clown.
I know, yeah.
Kyle, you can't say the nuclear bomb with the clown face is not perfect right now.
I know. I was actually gonna.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to talk about that actually.
No,
No.
no, we can do that on Thursday.
He doesn't want to get political.
He doesn't want to get upset.
I want to ask.
Too fucking late for that, isn't it?
Dude, sometimes you get fucking emotional with that
Yeah, I
shit.
did last night, didn't I? A little bit. Now and again.
Yeah. You talk about Snapchat and I'm just like, what?
I know, exactly.
Fuck it.
I mean, you literally cannot call yourself.
This is what we're coming back with, right?
Who's doing it?
Madness. Madness. They call it madness.
Have you got some toy dolls?
Yeah, I got it all.
Yeah, play some toy dolls.
Toilet dolls.
Toilet dolls. Yes, that's a new band name.
All right, we coming back? We good to go? How
long? 1 minute.
All right.
Yeah, play some toy dolls. We're mad. Pretty mad, John. You love my English accent.
Oh, it's fucking terrible. That's why I love it.
All right, shut up. Mute everything. Starting now.
You're listening to KaoticRadio.com.
Madness, madness, they call it madness. Madness, madness.
It's definitely madness. I absolutely love that song, and it's so fitting right now. Welcome to KaoticRadio.com, a beautiful disaster. We've been going since 4. We're going until 6. We have Nathan from Hospital Food in the UK on the air with Dutchie the Punk DJ, myself, Kevin Monroe, Kyle the Anarchist in studio, and Rachel doing sound.
Yeah, we got
for us.
Nathan back on the line.
Hello.
What's up, my son?
Yeah, right.
Well, we just got we were just looking at some local news, and our boy the Anarchist in the studio just lost it for a second. So I told you it's a little bit of fucking madness going on. So yeah, kick him out, calm him fucking down, and get him back.
He
You
had to
okay
go-
now, son? You
He had to
okay?
go out and have a cigarette and a smoke and
Getting
some
there.
beer, and he's better now.
But the thing is
I had to
this.
hit the pipe real
The
quick.
thing is this: earlier on when we were playing that last song of Hospital Food,
Yeah.
you started fucking really enjoying it.
I
Yeah.
like Hospital
He
Food. They
does.
got good music.
We played on the Thursday show, and he
I
enjoys
actually
it every
listen to
time.
their shit at home on my off time.
Yeah, because we have it.
Nathan,
Yeah.
here we are in 2017, right? How do you come up? I know that we all like our music and we all play the same shit, but how do you come up with relevant, fantastic sounding fucking punk 40 years after you first were there? Especially when you got 2 kids in the band with you.
That's why, isn't it? Because it's their influence as well. I mean, they didn't hear it 40 years ago. They heard it. I mean, Dom's dad, he's an old punk. He's my age, and he's an old punk rocker.
But even so, I mean, I don't know. I don't think there's a music that stood the test of time the same way that punk has. That you can come out with in the 50s you had your rock and roll, but I don't think you could come out with an exact rock and roll song that duplicated the sound and people still like it. But with punk, you can and you do.
There's all different kinds of punk in there, though. I suppose everybody has different influences from different music, and it all blends in. And with punk, it's more your attitude, isn't it? It's more than just music itself.
It is, but the attitude don't give the sound. So who writes the songs? Like, and when I say that, when you break it down, who does the music, who does the lyrics, and then at the end of the day, when you blend it, you come up with what you just come up with. And I think this is the best album that you've done so far.
Well, then I'm going to take credit because it was me. All chord progressions for songs, I do them. I did lyrics for, I think, all but 3. Ben did lyrics for Weekenders, DIY Punk Band, and Bully Boy. But all of the lyrics I did with Ben adding lyrics. But we do jam them out as bands. So I can't take full credit because we did it as a 3-piece band. A lot of original ideas did come from me.
Obviously, let me question: when you do the studio stuff, is it still just the 3 of you?
Yeah.
Wow, that amazes me.
And it's all DIY, right?
Yeah. So I tell you what, the studio what we recorded the album in, I recorded in that studio in 1987, and I've not recorded in there since. but the engineer is the same man, and he remembered me.
Fucking hell.
Right, and he played keyboard. We got keyboards on two songs, and he played keyboards on both them songs. And he was listening to it after, and he was listening to it mix, and he looked at me, and he said, "It must be great being your age, Nathan, and still being an angry young man."
That's a compliment.
Yeah, he didn't mean it as a compliment. He meant I were old.
Are you an angry old man?
No, no. I mean, I'm not angry. I'm laid back. I suppose I just songs what I read. It's just the scene. If they're aggressive, I do like aggressive music. You know, I do like. Seems to be a lot of when I went to Rebellion, there were a lot of bands what I've not heard of before that I've seen and I really liked. I really liked there was a pre-Rebellion show at Wakefield, and some of your bands played. It was Reno Divorce. I thought they were great.
Yes,
And
Reno
they're
Divorce. I booked them before. They are really, really good. They're a really good band.
Yeah, they are, and they're not young either. And they've still got that aggression. Bands like that. There's a band I don't know if they're Canadian called Bishop's Green, and they were great. That's a lot of good bands. You know,
Well-
and older.
Yeah, well, I did the same this year. I went to a punk rock bowling in Vegas this year.
Oh, we had so much fun at Punk Rock Bowling.
Yes, we did. For the first time. And it's really weird how life does things to you. I mean, I wasn't involved in radio till about 3 years ago, and just before that, I joined a punk band, and I hadn't played in a band since I came to the States. So I hadn't been in a band for 23 fucking years, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And here I am doing radio now, and then one night we played with DI, and Casey Royer, the singer of DI, who was an original member with the with Social Distortion and the Adolescents, we started having fucking beers and drinking, and he's like, "Fuck, I fucking love you guys," because all we do is old school covers. And he goes, "If you ever need a singer, come sing with us. I'll sing for you." And the very next show, 2 weeks later, our singer pulled out last minute. And here's a guy who tours the fucking world, who's been in all these bands, jumps
Playing
up on
forever,
stage
yeah.
with us, and just has a laugh. And we're like, "So what's the set list?" He said, "We'll let the fucking crowd decide what the set list is." So because we do 40 odd songs, he threw the fucking 40 songs out to him and said, "You scream it out and we'll do it," you know?
Fantastic.
Yeah, well, it was the atmosphere. It's what we're creating. And I'd say we're, not me, but you, every band that we're still playing with and what we're doing. I never get sick of the camaraderie and what we're creating.
I think when you get older, you take it for what it is, don't you? You know, it's a night, a good fun night. You're not looking and thinking, "I'm going to be playing a huge venue in 6 years' time." You think, "This is great. This is how it should be. Everybody's your friend."
Yeah.
And it's just fun, you know. And that's what it is. It's a great night out.
You live in the moment.
Yeah, definitely.
You still live just outside of Leeds, right? What little town do you live in?
It's called Ossett. It's a town called Wakefield.
Oh, fucking hell, it's not a little town, is it? Fucking Wakefield.
Is it a big town?
Yeah, it's a big town.
But I live in a little town just outside of it. I live in a town called Ossett.
Are you a rugby fan?
No.
Football?
If football leads, but not massive. If you go to my work, that's all it is rugby. Everything about it is rugby. It gets right on my tits.
Yeah, same as that. I fucking hate rugby.
Yeah,
Cat has enough problems when we normally talk to bands from England. And do you know what, Cat? Deliberately today, I didn't mention it till the end.
you know what? He said
Right.
he wasn't so into football. That made me really happy right now.
Especially when they've got a song called Man U Haters, right?
That's Ben.
Yeah, you know.
Ben and Dom are very much into football. I'm not. I can watch it, but I can watch if the football on telly. I'm not bothered what team it is. But if I enjoy it, I enjoy it. I'm not a massive, it's only that team.
So what do you do outside of punk? What do you do?
I'm a dad. I'm a taxi, I think.
Yeah, fucking right. That's the way it goes with kids.
Ducci, I've got a 14-year-old daughter.
Oh,
You've got a
yeah.
daughter. So all you do is just drive them around, and you get told off because whatever you do is wrong.
and you know nothing.
No, absolutely nothing. And I've never lived. What would I ever know?
Yep.
Exactly. What the fuck do we know? I tell you what.
Yeah.
We know good music.
Hey, I was going to say, you know what? This music has kept me fucking young. You're only as young as you feel or the woman you're feeling, and last weekend was a fucking great weekend. You know, I get seriously. I mean, we're at the local a place I'd never played before. We got 4 fucking punk bands playing. We got a bar full of people having nothing but fun. I'm looking at what you guys do. See the same shit. You know, post more pictures of your bands for us.
Yeah, will do.
Because you know what, when Kat sent me that a picture of the fact that I had no idea that you were sending us your new music, brother. You have no fucking idea how much we appreciate that.
He told me. I didn't tell you till it got here.
That was cool. I didn't know, and you know what? It made my fucking week.
No, good.
And the fact that you're on the show, I want to thank you, man. We have to go because we got another band calling in that we play with Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna play out. Before we do that, you tell me that I think the album's called Oblivion, and there's a track called Oblivion. So should we play that, or is there one you want us to play?
No, play Walking Dead. I like Walking Dead.
All right, World of the Walking Dead is what we're gonna play. Man, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you, Nathan. Thank you very, very much. It's been a pleasure
much
to
for
speaking
playing
with
us.
you. Mm-hmm.
And we do hope to come over and play.
Now just let me know when, and I'll have everything ready. I'll set it all up for you.
Man, we will set. I'm serious. We'll set your hotels up. We'll set your barbecues up. We'll set your fucking interviews up.
Shows.
The shows, and we will get fucked up together.
It'll be a good time.
I hate to tell you that, but drummer is youngest member of the band, and he'll drink you all on the table. He's an animal.
Now that's because he's drinking cheap shit fucking beer.
No, you are joking. No,
Wait till these fucking Yanks throw some tequila inside of him. They'll fuck him up.
We're all about Jamie and Coke over.
Jameson. Yeah, Jameson.
Jameson, Irish whiskey.
That's what I was chasing Grunion after.
All right, my man. I appreciate it. Thank you so fucking much.
Right, thank you very much for having us.
Thanks, Nathan.
All right, man. Have a
Thank
good
you.
time. Talk to you soon.
Thank you very much. See ya. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Kaotic Radio, Kat.
Yes, go like their Facebook page, Hospital Food. I think on there it says where you can get the new album as well as the old albums. It's all really good music. If you want to hear more, listen to Look What Cat Drag did on Thursdays. 4 to 6, I do play Hospital Food almost every week. I switch it out with the songs. So that was awesome, Dutchie. KaoticRadio.com.
They're slowly moving. Are they dead or alive? They're taking over. We have to kill them to survive. How did this happen? Just what are we doing?
KaoticRadio.com, and that was Walking Dead by Hospital Food, who we just had call in from England. Why are you laughing at me, Dutchie?
Because of the stories you tell when the music's playing.
Oh, yeah. No, we don't want to talk about soap.
No, I'm not gonna. I didn't say. See, now you started talking about it. But no, I mean it's amazing that we get bands from the UK, from wherever it be. I want to get some bands from Australia or fucking New Zealand.
Okay,
right?
I have friends in Australia. We can do that.
But
We can totally do that.
it's for bands to send us stuff from around the world. For a band like that, amazing.
I get it all the time from my Look What Cat Dragged In, because it's DIY bands from around the world, and I absolutely love it. They send shirts and they send buttons and they send music, and I love the music because it's cool stuff I get to play that nobody else has, and I get to turn everybody else onto it, and that's just what's the awesome part of it.
Cool, Rachel.
Hello.
I'm guessing who's on the line.
So
This is Eric from the Subjectors.
That's what I figured it was.
Hello, Mr. Eric.
Hello, Miss Cat. Hello, Mr. Dutchie.
How are you, son?
And
Who else
Kyle's
is in there? Kyle's
outside.
in there. Hey,
Yeah,
Kyle.
he's outside having a cigarette.
All right.
He's all upset about things. So
A regular cigarette or a wacky one?
no, I think we're out of wacky ones right now.
He's got one in one hand. He's got the other in the other hand.
Exactly. Alternate.
What does that
Right
mean
on.
exactly? One in one hand. Oh, I'm sorry. I was taking it because Kat talks about dirty stuff.
Yeah, you
let's
never
read
know
now.
when I'm going to have any chance.
No, I know, and I've had to behave myself, and I will behave myself because I'm a nice guy.
You don't have to behave yourself around me.
Subjectors, tell me about the subjectors, fucker.
The Subjectors. We're out of San Clemente, South Orange County.
South
we've been
Clemente. So
coming
hang on a second before you go any further. For anyone listening around the world, and because we've just had hospital food on,
From the UK.
right? Hospital food come from Wakefield, Leeds, Northern England, industrial kind of place. That is very it's industrial. You know, if you can
Yeah.
imagine kind of Pittsburgh in England, that kind of stuff. And then you come on and go, yeah, we're from San Clemente. And if
trust me, you already said they have a song called "Man You Haters."
yeah,
I mean, these are like opposite extremes right now. No problem.
well, no, because
Oh,
San
that's right.
Clemente.
I saw pictures of you with your Man U stuff on.
Well, that's I wasn't
yeah.
going to the soccer side of it. I was just going to the fact that you come from one of the most beautiful fucking coastal towns in the world,
I
probably.
love this place.
You know.
Yeah, I love this place.
So
It's amazing.
were you born there and raised there?
No, I'm from the Bay Area, up in Santa Cruz, and so I was always in the Bay Area scene as a young kid. I would.
That's similar, though.
Yeah, I would sneak out and hit the BART when I was like 12 and 13 to go up into the city with some of the older punks, and that's how I started.
You're from
going to
Lost
the
Boys
shows and
territory.
stuff like that.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Lost Boys, vampires. Yep.
And then down here, it's a little different. You got to get in the car and go somewhere. There's some good bands that are coming out and have been here for a long time. So I've been seeing a lot of people from down here playing more often. So it's a good thing.
You guys put on a badass show on Friday night with
Oh,
Part-Time Punks,
thank you
Whining
so much.
Pussies, and who else was on that bill?
Operation Milo.
Operation Milo. That was a badass show.
yeah, it was a fun show. Thanks. You guys ripped too. Whining Pussies, Part-Time Punks, you guys killed it.
You know
It
what?
was a blast. I've never seen you play before, Dutchie. It was awesome.
It was fun, yeah. And you know what? We're lucky enough that we have this is our substitute singer. Casey jumps in
Yeah.
when our main singer can't make it. Hey, how the fuck could you have? That's like having fucking Ronaldo on the bench for fucking Real Madrid. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Oh, don't
Casey
start
is
football
definitely
now.
something else.
Wow, it's a good way of putting it because you know what? You got one of punk rock's legends that will jump up when we can't get a singer and go, "I'll play for you and I'll sing for you," and he's nothing but fun. but I'll say this about I'd never been inside Diego's before. I'd been downstairs to.
I thought you have, no?
No, I've never been inside. It was a very very cool place.
It's very intimate.
Yeah. Oh, it was intimate.
Yeah, that place was great. The atmosphere was great. The music was great. The whole 9 yards.
But I will say this: it was we threw that together at the last minute. I don't know why the bands pulled out the week before, but the
That
four
was a
the four
badass show,
bands
though.
that played, dude. Tell me, if you're listening and you get put in a situation where there's a show and you've put it out and you've promoted it, and then 3 bands out of the 4 pull out. And
It's
then-
hard to say. I'm a promoter. I do this a lot, and I have bands that pulled out, like I do this Saturday. But it's hard to put it together last minute and have it come together like that. And that came together perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Yeah, so
No, that was a blast. That show fucking went off. I had a ton of fun. All the bands were great.
No, and I know I interrupted you because, like I said, you know, one of my points was we've just had a band from, you know, a cold part of the world. My brother lives 5 miles or 10 miles from where they do.
Is it really cold?
The winters are just absolutely fucking brutal.
Is it winter right now there?
No, it's the same seasons we have.
But it's still cold?
Probably not, no.
Oh, okay.
Exactly, yes.
You're talking about cold.
Come on,
so.
Kat. Fucking get rid of that blonde hair.
Maybe.
Right. But San Clemente. And then I asked where you come from, and you come from the Bay Area. So one of the things that always amazes me is how do you become a punk with attitude? How do Huntington Beach people, how did they, because we think of Huntington Beach or San Clemente as you're spoiled motherfuckers, right?
Yeah, I
Some,
wasn't
the
a
ones that
spoiled
aren't.
motherfucker, that's for sure.
Oh, you were?
No, I wasn't. That's the thing. There's you can live in the big houses and all that stuff, and there's always going to be a smaller apartment complex below it somewhere.
And that's how you become a punk.
And I grew up in apartments my whole life.
Yep.
My parents split when I was like a year. We lived at my just me and my mom lived at my grandma's. She was like 15 when she had me. So I've lived in beautiful places, but we've always been in apartments, and we've always been happy though. I mean, fuck, who gives a shit? We get to enjoy all the same stuff as everyone else.
Oh, you don't need a big
business.
house. That's true. You don't need a big house to enjoy life.
Nope.
Yeah, exactly.
Nope.
But yeah, the Subjectors. We've been together almost a year, and Troy got us together. Troy on Civil. He's in another band called
He was in Civil, yeah.
And,
He's your drummer,
yeah.
right?
Yep, that's the drummer. And then he got Greg in, and he was in the Piss Pops and Crawl unit. Greg Maniac.
Yeah,
I
I got to witness you guys come together because I was booking I was booking on Civil, and then the Subjectors came about, and Troy's like, check out my other bands, and I'm like, oh my god, I love these guys.
Thanks.
Yep.
Nice.
How old are you?
I'm almost 45.
Oh, you're my
45
age.
now.
You're the same age as me.
I've got a kid that's 27. I've got a kid that's 20. I've got a kid that's 18, and now I have a kid that's 2.5.
Damn, you need to fucking keep it in your pants, fucker.
You know, I've been telling myself this whole time, but you know, the one head's talking louder than the other head. I guess I'm not sure.
That's interesting. It's interesting to have that range of kids. They like punk.
Yeah.
Are they into punk, or are they like? Do they go, Dad?
Actually, yeah. What's crazy is my 20 and my 18. I started taking them to shows, like friend shows, backyard stuff here in town, like Raw Helmet, Animal Style, bands like that. God, when they were probably 11 and 10, and so right in that age, and then they've just always seen me and my fucked up friends, and somehow, some way, out of my entire group of friends, from when I lived in Venice for 3 years, and Portland and Seattle, and everywhere else.
Yeah,
Either it's that cliche, dead, in jail or strung out, and so all my kids have watched them fall to the side. So they're into punk, they're into the music. My son plays, but they're smarter for it because they've watched everybody fall apart, and they've watched me point at my friends fall apart and say, "Hey, this is."
That's how they learn. That's how my kids learn.
know?
That's how they learn. Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's best when you learn when you bump your head. You know, I hate to say it, but it is true.
Exactly.
You bump your head, you're not going to make the same mistake twice, usually.
Yeah. So all my friends were bumping their heads, and my kids, that's probably why they're so smart. I didn't do shit to teach them anything. My friends kept bumping their heads. That's why they're so fucking smart.
Mm-hmm. They see that and they learn.
You know,
Yeah.
you mentioned the places you live, and I'm going to bring Rachel in because when I met Rachel's engineering today, and when I met Rachel, she is a fucking diehard love Venice fucking beach, right? Like she invited me to a backyard party. Oh, I've been to a backyard party.
Did you go to a backyard party in Venice?
Yeah, she was
You
the
did.
bartender.
Yeah.
It wasn't a punk party though. It was more rock bands, rock and roll.
Yeah.
There was a couple of punk
But
bands.
Venice Beach is a very fucking locals only. Get the fuck out, right?
It's pretty gnarly. When I moved there, the band that I was in, that we went through Portland and Seattle and back down, it fell apart. And then I met this stripper chick who wanted to get into adult porn movies and the whole scene, and we ended up in Venice. And God, that was 27, 26. I don't know how many years ago, 25 years ago or something. But I surf and I skate, and it was gnarly then, and I don't know. It's that way, but at the same time, if you're just a regular person, just doing your regular shit, you're not fucking with people. It's easy to make friends. So I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's not. I mean,
it's gentrified now. It's all big houses and yuppie.
Totally.
It's fucked up.
Yeah, totally. And they have protests about that and stuff. But I don't know. For me, it was like that was one of the more welcoming places because I also lived in Santa Monica for almost 10 years. And
Santa Monica's a little snotty.
It is.
Yeah, compared to Venice, it's a little snotty. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like more high end and it's
There's
harder
more
to
money
make,
there.
Yeah, it's harder to make friends, and that's kind of what Venice has become. But
yeah, I lived on 9th in Wilshire, but it was like again an apartment. I was like literally sleeping on the floor of a studio. But yeah, Santa Monica's a different scene.
It's funny how places can be so close and so different. But when you were in Venice, what were you doing as far as music?
I wasn't doing shit for music when I was in Venice. I actually, when I landed there, that girl wanted to get into acting and all this crap, and I had like giant white liberties. And I went to this modeling agency weekend fiasco at this hotel with her, where the agents come and they pluck girls off the trees and offer them stuff, and then eventually finger them and kick them to the curb. And I got hired, and I ended up doing a bunch of commercials and a bunch of bullshit, just extra work, just crap.
And you didn't get fingered and kicked to the curb?
I got fingered a lot, but I never got kicked to the curb. There was always another car with the door open going, you just jump in. No, but no,
fingering was too good.
I ended up as a PA. I ended up PAing for commercials. So I wasn't doing music. I was just skating and serving and just getting fucked up and bringing home free food from craft service and from the caterers. And, I was the only one that was actually pulling in money. And then the agency, I ended up working for them as a scout. And so I stopped doing PAing, and I literally would just drink, smoke, screw around, skate up and down the boardwalk. This is way before they had a skate park and stuff like that. This is when Graffiti Pit used to be there and stuff.
Right.
Got Jesse Martinez and all these heavy people. But
Rachel's
anyway.
all smart.
You were
I know that shit.
You were in that
people
scene.
I love.
You were in that scene.
Yeah, Jesse Martinez is fucking amazing.
So how did you?
I was in tall white socks. Cut off Dickies, white T-shirt, and big old Liberty.
So you weren't always a singer in a band.
Mm-mm.
So how did you? How was that transition?
It's just like Dutchie said earlier when I was listening to him. He wasn't in a band for over 20 years. It's not so much of a transition. It's just kind of life takes different turns. And I always played. I always have a guitar. I always strum. But at the same time, you just have to do other things, or other things catch your eye. It took me to my mid-30s to actually wake up one day and go, wow, that was a long weekend. But I'm talking about like my whole life was a long weekend,
So you never went down to like Breakwater or right off the pier?
I used to surf I used to check Breakwater every morning. I used to surf either there or Washington. Or I would, most of the time, one of my friends was a doom rat, and so he had a key. Well, not a key, but
what's a doom rat?
Yeah, he had a pass and a key, so he can get us into Little Doom. That's up by Zuma Beach. It's just Malibu. Yeah. It's north of Venice. So we'd be there, or we'd go down to, I'm so bad at names. We go down into Manhattan, El Porto. We just bounced all over the place. It's LA surf. If you don't surf by 10 in the morning, it's blown out and done. So, and then we just skate the rest of the time. It was great. I've been a couch surfer for years.
Amen.
So how'd you find the Subjectors?
Again, I've been in town for this town maybe 22, 23 years, and I was fortunate enough, actually, when I first moved here to live next door to a guy named Pete Arrow. His son Shay is in some bands, Animal Style and stuff, and Tracy Adams from an old band called Power Assault. I just had guys in the neighborhood that, I don't know, I just kind of showed up, and everyone's friends, and I've always been going to shows and whatever, and I've jammed with a lot of different bands, but we've never done shows. So, in fact, that guy Kevin, I'm trying to hook you up with Kat from the Pacificos. We've jammed in a band before, but we just never did shows, just jamming. So, yeah, I don't know. I've always played. It's just the Subjectors. Troy hit me up. I actually was walking back from surfing because I can walk down to the beach and back from the house. And he just yelled out his window. He's like, hey, hold on. You want to sing? And I was like, sure.
That's
like,
how you got the
sing.
Subjectors?
Yeah, he just came out in the driveway and just like, you want to sing? All right, great.
That's so
and then
fucking
next week
funny,
we started
dude.
Practice.
Listen to stories from guys from California. Yeah, we're surfing. This fucker right in front of me, fucking anarchist with his fucking mohawk and his surfboard
Hey,
and his
I
wetsuit.
surf mohawk and
Right?
everything,
But,
brother.
You know, you
He'll
motherfuckers.
go out there surfing, and I look back, and his mohawk is still up as he's riding the wave. I'm like, how the fuck do you do that?
I'm
Because
good,
he's a
sweetheart.
fucking, he's a fucking posing bastard.
No,
No,
it's
I'm
the
good.
salt water.
You got to know how to get out there, brother.
Fucking falls down. They think there's a shark in the water.
Exactly.
You know, but it's a different.
That's the way I do it. I keep all the other surfers away from me because I got that mohawk up and they mistake it as a shark.
But it's a different, and it's so funny. It's such a cool contrast to talk to hospital food and then talk to you.
It is.
Coming from two totally different places, and me coming from a different place. To get that, to hear that story of fucking walking off the beach, you know, to get invited to a band, you know.
Well, let me ask, Santa Cruz, did you still have the, because I know how you're in Orange County, like in the areas I grew up and stuff, we had the backyard parties and stuff like that. Now, Santa Cruz, did you have backyard parties and things like that as well?
Well, see, I was back and forth from Santa Cruz to Fremont. Like, I was one of those kids that would go to Dad's for 2 weeks and then back and forth, back my whole
so you
friggin'
had
life.
like hippies and then punk parties.
Oh, thank you. My dad was a pro surfer, pro skateboarder. He had weed plants. He was selling coke. There was naked ladies. It was just amazing. And the music was pumping. And, like, he was seeing Devo at the Catalyst and stuff
Oh,
like
that's
that.
rad.
And it was just like he'd take me out for pizza, drop me off at the beach, pick me back up, take me to the boardwalk, party. And then I'd go to my mom's, and at my mom's house, she'd just look at me and go, "We're going camping." And then fucking a month later, we'd come back from this hippie road trip to all these stinky houses. And I just get so bummed out. But, no, it is that. Exactly. It's that whole, I forgot what I was talking about.
Backyard parties and surfing.
Forgot what I was talking about.
Fremont, and this is how it started for me too. I always skated and surfed because of my dad, and then in Fremont, this guy, still to this day don't know his first or last name. He was like 2 streets over. He had a mini ramp. He was like 18. I swear to God, I was almost 13. But he was, he was punk, and just this punk rocker, big ass mohawk. He used to have people spray paint his hair in the park, like he'd spike it out, and people would spray paint it and stuff. It was classic. And so he started skating with me and told me to cruise over and skate the ramp once. Then they were like, "Hey, have some beers." And I was already stealing beers from the fridge when I was like 9 or 10, unfortunately. And
why
because
unfortunately?
of my dad's lifestyle. And so no, I'd sit right in with those guys, and those are the guys that started going up. So I'd see a lot of backyard parties with them, garage bands and stuff, and that kind of shit. It was a lot. It was awesome, man. The '80s were fucking great. Awesome. I mean, I don't know how else to explain it. I mean,
Well, you lived up
punk
north, right?
period.
So Santa Cruz is how close to Frisco?
Yeah, I'd say about an hour south.
So did you
Depending on
have
what kind of car you're driving.
Santa Cruz is where you got a big ass fucking like a Magic Mountain or whatever it is, Six Flags up there, right?
No.
No?
It's not a Six Flags. It's just called the Beach Boardwalk, and it's just right there on
It's
the
that
west
boardwalk.
side.
It's the one. Remember. You watched Lost Boys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's the.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
that's
Santa
it.
Cruz. I'm missing you
Yeah.
up with the one inland. I'm
Santa
missing you up with the
Clarita.
one- Yeah, no,
Yeah.
a different one, but up north.
Yeah.
There is one just outside of San Francisco. I went there once, but
Santa Clara, that's Great America or something like that.
yeah, something like that. But
And
you
all the characters are like Bugs Bunny and shit. that
Yeah.
kind of thing.
So, but you lived up there, and what was the punk scene like? I know Frisco, from what I understand, I've been to Frisco, but decent punk scene there. But all the little places around it, where you were, and at your age, how the fuck did you get into punk music?
Again, it was just skateboarding. It was always in the background.
It's
Just the
always
music was in the
fucking
background.
skateboards, dude.
Always.
Always skateboards, and like everyone around me looks at me and pretty much says, "Shut the fuck up."
You
Yeah.
you have
No,
to
my
have
aunt-
something fast to skate to.
Again, going back to when I lived at Grandma's house with my mom and stuff, my aunt went to Sacramento State, and she's like still to this day. Her name's Lisa Loving. She's had a radio show on cable radio in Portland for over 30 years now. She's like a feminist activist. She's gnarly. She's an amazing journalist. She's a public, she has all these books out now and blah 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 blah. She was throwing me tapes of the Selector.
Oh,
And
that's
I was
rad.
like a two-tone first. I was a little kid and I was listening to two-tone and stuff, and I was just getting all into
About how old? Like
Just
10,
old.
9, 10?
yeah. And I was just listening to old ska, old reggae. Everyone else was listening to like Pac-Man Fever on KFRC and stuff like that. And but no, I was always listening to music like that. My dad was giving me stuff like weird stuff, the Tubes and Devo and the Stray Cats and whatever, and then just skateboarding itself. I mean, I think punk was handed to me just two of the people I was around were already into stuff like that, and so I don't have punk as like one category. It's a lot of different types of music. But when I heard the Faction play, that was it. I was done. As soon as I heard the Faction, I was like, fuck yeah, this. I don't know. But that's how it started. Then I started going to shows, and we would get on the BART. We'd sneak on the BART, go up to a show, and I would sit outside because I was so fucking small. I'm wearing like Skippy's leather. You know, he's like, wear this, you know, blah, blah, blah. We ended up sleeping in the Embarcadero BART station all the time.
That's
smoking beers
crazy.
and drinking, and I just hang outside the show, and I was literally almost 13. I fucking loved every second of it. It was just like, I don't know why, I was just so happy to be like dirty and in the gutter. I had a place to go sleep, but I wanted to go outside.
I got a question. I want to back up just a little. Did you get a skateboard a lot with your old man, with your dad?
Oh yeah, I mean, I can send you photos of me when I was like literally him, Ed DeRosa, and this guy Steve Houts. They built a skate park in Santa Cruz called SoCal Skate Park. That was in '77, and I've got photos of me skating that park in '77/78 when I was like 4 or 5 years old.
That's a baby.
Fucking hilarious. I'll send you the pictures.
Dude,
Yeah,
that's
send
cool.
them, send them.
Because one of the proudest things I've ever done is be a dad.
Yeah.
And used to do all the shit with my kid, you know, play soccer with her, do whatever it be, whatever she wanted to do. And I remember my old man was never fit enough or didn't join in with that. So he would watch, but he wouldn't do it with me.
Right.
And my kid used to go, Dad, I fucking love, like, even today, even this Saturday for the first time, fuck it, I'll tell you what, God bless my kid. She's going out to be a soccer referee.
Did she referee Saturday?
No, this week is her first week, and she doesn't know a single fucking rule.
Are you going with her?
That's hilarious. You
Right?
better, yeah, go
But
check
she
it
knows
out.
she can make some cash. And she's like,
No,
Dad,
that's
you going to
the
be
thing.
there? I'm like, fuck yeah, I'll be there. So
know
me
what?
and my kid are going on. But I love stories, and I can imagine you, the way you're talking with your enthusiasm, fucking skateboarding as a 5-year-old or 10-year-old with your old man who's fucking as young as you.
Yeah, and you know what? The guy is, I'll just stop there. I talk too much, and I could fucking branch off on every comment, like, for an hour. So, yeah, no, it's amazing. He's a total fuck-up now.
You keep talking,
I'm
I'll
the
shut
only
the
one
fuck
to talk
up.
to him.
You and Kat talk and Rachel talk, because I tell you what,
We
Rachel's
gotta play
eyes...
some Subjectors music.
Rachel's eyes light up every time you start talking about skateboarding.
Yeah, we gotta play some Subjectors music.
All right, let me play
All
one
right.
then.
So we have some of your music here from Reverb. They can find it on Reverb Nation, right?
Yeah, and you know what? We got together so fast. This is the thing. We got together super fast, and I swear it was, I think, our first practice, Troy looked at us, and we laid down a few songs, 2 or 3 songs in a couple of hours. And it was real quick. It was great. And then he looks at us and goes, so, yeah, we're playing with the Dickies in 5 weeks, so we got to fucking get some shit going. I mean, we just
So
like,
was that
jumped
your
right
first
in.
show? Was with the Dickies?
It was gnarly. Yeah, we were already going. Like, it was almost like how Keith Morris with Black Flag, the reason their sound sounds so good, the interview I saw with Off, is because they literally booked the studio, booked the time whenever they could in the middle of the night, and they only had like a certain amount of time to play. And so they, Off, it's one of my favorite bands. They literally booked studio time and then wrote their music before they even went in. And I don't know, it's fucking a different way to go, but it's I don't know, that's how it went for us.
Sometimes
So we didn't
pressure's
record
good,
a lot.
yeah.
We hit the studio one time, and then we were so busy doing shit and whatever. And so we're getting ready to record now. We're going to be going up to Dave Irish up at Pot of Gold.
Oh, Kyle knows Dave Irish.
Yeah, we're going to do, we'll be on Orange Fight Records. And,
You're going to record with them, huh?
Yeah. And we haven't set anything up, like date-wise or stuff, but that's where we're going.
That
and,
boy is solid when it comes to recording.
Yeah, I'm super psyched about it. And we've got enough going. We've got actually new stuff that's in our pocket we haven't even pulled out because we want to record it, then play it when we send it out and blah, blah, blah.
And you can
Got
come on
another
Chaotic
trip.
Radio, and we can do world premieres here.
The world premieres.
Yep.
I just want to put some vinyl out. That's my whole problem. I keep
Oh,
choking
yeah.
everybody in the band like, come on, let's record.
Are you going to do colored vinyl? You got to do colored vinyl.
Only if they have a whole bunch of leftover colors and they smush them together for us.
That looks cool,
rhymes
though.
with
It does look cool.
Rhymes with smush-mortion.
Yep.
Right, like marble.
Yep, like a marble eyes. Yeah, I've seen that. It's awesome. Or the splatter. They do the splatter, too.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to play Blue Death Glow.
Yes, I like that song.
You do?
I play it on my Thursday
I
show.
know you do.
Mm-hmm.
Too much.
Rad.
Not too much.
You sure?
Nope. Never too much of the Subjectors.
loves me. Someone who loves me, switch the radio on. Someone who loves me, switch the radio on. Someone who loves me, switch the radio on. Someone who loves me. I brought my baby a red radio. He played it all day. I go, he liked to dance to it down in the streets. He said he loved me, but he liked
KaoticRadio.com.
I love this. This is actually my daughter's favorite song. One night I was drunk and I came home and the song was on and her and I danced around in her room forever.
You were
to this
getting ready
song.
to dance right now.
Yes, I love this song.
I never heard this version before.
Love this song.
And I'm only inspired because we got him on the phone.
Because
He's talking
Eric said he
about
loved a selector. Selector
Yeah.
is awesome.
Eric,
Yes, yes.
how the fuck was it two-tone first? What age were you?
Like I said, I was probably, I don't know, like 9 or 10 or 8 or 9 or 10, somewhere in there. She was just giving me like selector. Like, first of all, you asked me about the band. I said Troy and Civil. I said Maniac. I didn't talk about Chip Trash. Chip Trash, Dirty Hammer.
That's
I
Chip,
feel
right?
Like I
Chip?
didn't say anything about-
Chip.
Chippy Chip Chipper, yeah.
I like Chip. He's nice.
So, no, yeah, I just had to say that, man. Anyways, no, I don't know. I just got super into ska. I'm still into ska. Like Tim Armstrong, the whole Hellcat crew. One of my bands I go see all the time, friends of ours in Oceanside Sound System. The Interrupters, those guys are, I mean, the whole crew. Just always been into it. I don't know. Something about the old ska.
There's something about the connection between punk and ska, and I don't. I'm not going to put an exact on it, but I'll give you mine. This is my opinion or where it came
Let's hear
from.
it.
Was the Clash.
Yeah.
The Clash, the Ruts, and not many people go into the Ruts. I don't know how big the Ruts were in the US, you know, but they were one of the biggest punk bands that played reggae.
Right. I think they were like a gem. You know, it was.
You
one of
only
those
like the
things-
fucking Ruts because Henry Rollins sucked their cocks.
What the hell?
One at a time.
Henry
One
Rollins.
at a time.
No, you know what? I love Rachel to death, but she's got this Henry Rollins
And I'm
fetish.
blushing right
Is
now.
he,
He just
is
made
he,
my
is he a
face
radio?
turn.
Is he a radio star or an actor or is he a?
He
is
doesn't
a-
know what
is
he
a-
fucking
Is
is.
he a rock
Personality.
star?
He thinks he was a singer. Rachel, why don't we let Rachel tell us what's Henry
What
Rollins?
is he?
Nice.
Is he an actor?
I guess he likes reading poetry.
He's a poet now.
But no, we sat round. No, seriously, God bless you, Rachel. I love you to death. You have no fucking idea how much I love you. Yeah, I'm going to tell people live on the air what you asked me to do the other day. Can I?
No, maybe we should
your
talk about
permission?
what you're supposed to do
I
live
don't
on
know.
the air.
How red
You
is
gotta
my
say
face?
it now. You gotta say it now.
Okay.
Rachel got engaged recently.
Oh yes, that's right.
Can I tell everyone?
Yes.
Rachel got engaged recently, and she asked me to walk her down the aisle.
Oh,
Dutchie's gonna give me
that's
away.
really sweet.
Hey, as long as when you get to the end of the aisle, you tell her who's your daddy.
Oh, she knows. Hey, what I didn't
Sorry,
tell her
girl,
is
but
as
that's
hey,
funny.
when
Is it
I,
hot in here?
when I get to
Now
the
she's
aisle, I'm going to
matching- now
slap
she-
her ass as I walk
Oh
away.
yeah. Now she matches the red couch.
But she made me cry. And, you know, someone asked you to do that, you know. But she loves Henry Rollins. And one night after one of the shows at Chaotic, we sat by my pool. And she's like, did you know Henry Rollins played with the Ruts? And I'm like, no, I didn't. He did the full, I mean, I don't know if he was a singer with them for a year or a couple of shows or one show, I don't know. But the Ruts are one of the bands that influence reggae punk more than anything in the world. You know, so, yeah.
Yeah.
And it must, does it influence you now, Eric, with the Subjectors? Do you write, do you have songs coming
That's
up?
a good question because what happens with us is Chip or Greg comes in with a riff and then it just kind of goes from there. Troy jumps in. But my whole thing, I got a weird head. So Greg's real jumpy and he's always like, you got lyrics for this? You got lyrics for this? And it's like, you just did a verse and then a chorus. So it's the first time I've heard it. Like, just lay it out and then give it to me. So I literally record our practices. And then once something's down, I just write to it and then that's it. So with us, it's not so much, there's no influence from a ska point of view. But I'm also doing another project with a couple guys, and those guys, it's punk, it's straightforward driving punk, but we go to the beach, and it's like acoustic jam session. I mean, these guys throw down, we have our little wooden drum boxes and stuff. I mean, I know it sounds hippie, but it's sick. These kids are all
It doesn't sound
All street
hippie.
kids.
It sounds just fucking lucky, you know?
Yeah, it's rad. We roll up in it, like you're saying, we live in this plush area, and there'll be all these people, you know, with their 2.5 kids and their Range Rover. We sit right next to them and crack our beers and just start, you know, singing shitty lyrics next to them real loud. And not to be offensive, but just, fuck, we're just playing music, and it's RBHQ first. So I can deal with it. You're getting a free show.
Now,
But no, there's a lot of
You're getting a free show. Fuck off. If you don't
You get a
like it,
free
just like
show.
a show, you can walk off the beach, bitches.
Yeah, and a lot of these boys, like, there's this band called the Street Creatures, which a lot of these guys come from, and it's just ska reggae. They just go. In fact, one of them, Hayden Hansen, he's got a band called Tunnel Vision, comes out of here. They're huge. They just toured with Real Big Fish, the Expendables, and the Queers for a couple of months.
right? Yeah, I've
And
heard
those
of them
kids
too.
just kill. They're just all reggae ska. So
Now,
yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of whatever you feel that morning. You know, sometimes I wear checkerboard socks. Sometimes I wear tall white socks. I don't know. You know, sometimes I play bass all day. Sometimes I play guitar all day. It just depends on what's going on.
yeah. Do you feel like age has anything to do with playing music?
Are you calling me old?
No.
I think she is, yeah.
No, because
She calls me daddy now.
You know what?
The other guest was saying that once you hit a certain age, then he wants to get out of it because he feels like he's too old. What do you think about that?
No, not at all. I'm actually really stoked in this situation with the Subjectors. I'm grateful to get pulled in, and I'm super happy playing again. And the younger kids are inspiration because we're all
Right.
the same. We all sit down and jam together. I fill in with a couple different people sometimes, and it doesn't matter. Age can be a thing for somebody individually, I guess, but for me, I don't know. It just doesn't matter. Everyone's just the same. I get looked at differently. I've been noticing the last few years I get looked at differently. Like, a lot of the kids will come and ask me questions like, oh, my girl did this, and fuck, man, you know, what should I do? And I look at them like, at least you brought a 12-pack over and sat down and started talking instead of
That's
throwing
the
a brick
important
through
part, right? The 12
Yeah,
pack.
instead of throwing,
He's like, yeah, you're doing
instead
good.
of
You got a
throwing
12
brick
pack.
through a window or something. Yeah, because I used to go nuts, and so these kids are a lot smarter. So, you know, I got influences from older people. I mean, I was so stoked. Casey there. I mean, I get to sing a song with him with our band, and you know, went up and yelled backups for his band and all that sort of stuff. Hey, I'm doing a radio show. How you doing?
I love it.
That's my neighbor. I'm sitting on my porch smoking.
Now bring them in. I tell you what, I got a question for you, and Rachel, I got a question for you because we regularly finish at 6. We don't have a show after. Is any of you up for doing another half an hour or not?
Why not?
Let's do
Why
it.
not?
All right, now I'll tell you
I'm
what.
in.
If you're in, we're going to play another one of your songs. Then we're going to
Okay.
go to commercial, or we'll come back from the song. We'll bullshit for a minute. We'll go to commercial so we can earn some cash, right?
Yeah, cash.
Yeah, we'll grab another bottle of wine out the fridge.
Okay.
And then we'll come back and bullshit some more because I'm enjoying your conversation and
It's
I
a
can't
great
believe it's gone this
conversation.
fucking quick.
Yeah. it
Hey,
has.
well, I'm into it, Dutchie. So play another song, do your wine, and then I'll be here.
And you can tell me why you changed the name. I don't even know what song I know what song I'm going to play, and I'm interested because I don't know. I haven't heard it before.
Play. There you go.
Shows
Yeah, you love
the
that.
phase. Strip clubs with free rides. You get drugged once inside. Get a ton of consistence. That's what my take doesn't sound. It's what you see on the surface, but I live underground. Life-blooding self-abuse is what it's all about. Gonna keep me up all night so they can't bring me out. Bleeding from my eyes. Can't breathe. Let's have another night. stop it now.
KaoticRadio.com. Yeah, we're going to go another half hour. Yeah, exactly. This makes you fucking want to go some more, doesn't it? We're going to go commercial. We will be back. Subjector's on the phone. Man, it's... I'm really enjoying what you're telling me because it's like we're sitting in a pub. And I know that we could fucking talk all fucking night long the same way we're talking now. It was like that Friday. Right? Is he still there? Did he leave? I guess I'm talking to myself.
Do you have him on mute?
No, I don't know.
I think you've muted everybody.
No, I couldn't. No, I can hear him in the background. He's just not talking to me. He's got his neighbour. His neighbour must be a sexy woman. Because you can hear him every now and again. I can hear him going... No, seriously. Give him a call. Send him a personal message and tell him to stop blowing him. I'm going to mute him now, though. Just because when he comes, I don't want to be on there. Oh, shut up, cat.
You can't hear me.
No, I can now.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
So, all right, Rach, take us out of commercial when this song finishes. And we'll be back in a few and we'll do another half hour.
Okay, give me a countdown.
I don't care when they stare at the way that I'm always with you. We're a pair, it's not fair when they say we're a special group. Whoa, 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 whoa.
30 seconds, all quiet.
It's raw, it's uncensored, it's live 24/7. It's KaoticRadio.com.
KaoticRadio.com, a beautiful disaster this wonderful Tuesday afternoon with Dutchie the Punk DJ, myself, Cat Monroe, Rachel back there in sound. We have the Anarchist in studio with us. We have Eric Rendon of the Subjectors live on the air. And Dutchie.
I'm good. Don't look at me like that. I ain't fucked up yet.
No, I might be.
But I didn't say I'm not fucked up. I said I haven't fucked up yet.
Yeah, I started getting a little upset about things, and you said
then you don't sit on my lap like that. We've got YouTube cameras going.
What you said, it was evidence. No, what you said is maybe you need to play some Christmas songs. I said maybe I need to sit on Santa's lap, and then I sat on Santa's lap, and something kind of popped up, and I jumped off real fast.
What month are we in? When's the baby?
Oh, good. I can't have babies anymore.
Neither can I. I say no more than that. I do want to thank Nathan Seaton.
Yes.
From Hospital
that was
Food.
Awesome.
That's
UK,
them playing in the background right now.
That was rad.
So, you know what? We are truly blessed at Chaotic Radio. So let me turn that off. We are truly blessed to do what we do. Anarchist, are you good?
I'm solid, brother.
He's always solid.
Solid, brother.
Sort of.
Man,
I'm like 4 shots deep now.
Are you?
Yeah. 4 shots in on a Tuesday afternoon.
Shots of what? Are you not
No,
just...
I'm drinking beers, actually.
All right, I was going to say, don't scare the fuck out of me.
No, I don't drink hard liquor.
No, he's not allowed to drink hard
liquor.
liquor. No. Hard liquor.
Do we have do we have Eric back on the phone? Eric, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, how many
man, that's me. I got you muted this time.
How many shots deep are you,
guys,
Eric?
You had me on the show. You guys had me on the show one time, and then you kicked me off. Okay, I was getting bummed out. I was getting the extension cord out, throwing it over the fucking rafters.
If you do, let me know, and I'll play fucking Eric Hung himself. Eric Hung himself.
No, we don't.
Hey,
want
you know
to
what's
hear
cool? You were talking about punk rock bowling, and PNX handed me that microphone to do some interviews and stuff, and then I handed it to Casey, and what was great, talking about punk rock bowling, I handed him the microphone. He's in the pool.
Oh my God,
right
I was there.
I was just going to ask, were you in the piss pool?
Eric,
no.
Did you get sick?
Richard Hung himself came on the speakers at the pool right when I handed it to him. Richard
fucking
way.
Yes,
it did. We had Dennis Walsh in the pool. Remember, we had Dennis Walsh in the pool, and he was putting around his neck.
Yeah, but but what he was just saying, that's a moment of that you won't forget. That as you're fucking around with the guy who's singing the fucking song, it pops on.
That's true.
Well, that was the first time I did coke in quite a while, so it was an experience for me. I was like, wow, dude, fucking
rum and coke,
like,
vodka and coke.
Richard
yes,
Hung himself
he had rum and coke is what it was. Rum and coke, right, Eric?
I did, yeah, rum and coke.
Rum and coke.
That's what do you? Kyle was just talking about it.
Rum and coke.
Yep.
Jameson and coke, man, and Sprite.
Yeah, that's right.
But it's spelled with a K.
Eric, did you get sick from the pool in Vegas?
No, I didn't get sick at all.
Oh my! I was sick for 2 weeks.
He's got a healthy immune system. He's not going to get sick from that shit.
Kyle knows. You surf. You get in the.
I do that shit,
and nothing can get you.
Yeah, exactly. You go out in California water and ocean water, you ain't getting sick from nothing.
You don't need vaccines. You just go surf and you're fine.
I don't know
That's
pool.
Right.
That pool at the Golden Nugget looked a little bit fucked up.
Yeah,
to me.
I got in. I was in for a while. I didn't swallow any water though.
It's because you know what
Kyle
got
said.
Punk stew. It was punk stew. All the sweaty balls and all that stuff floating around there. Oh,
I look
people
back.
pissing.
Yeah.
That's not what your
Cat's
girlfriend
got like a
says.
horror story, about some guy in his hairy, sweaty chest all rubbing up on her face. At that
I'm sorry, Cat. You didn't tell everyone about that, did you?
I did, Iggy Pop. Yeah, I did.
Oh, I thought you meant my hairy.
Oh, you're a hairy. Yeah,
different
no,
hairy beast.
I didn't tell about that one, Dutchie. You're supposed to not say anything.
All right.
Okay, now you got to tell that one.
No, I don't.
That's going to happen in about half hour.
A little more wine, maybe.
So talking about horror stories, dude. You've been in punk, you've been in skateboarding all your life. Tell me the horror story.
I want some shit that traumatized you.
Yeah, I want shit that's going to traumatize me now when you tell the story.
There's two different things. I mean, I've got like, I smashed broke my femur and my hip at the same time skating the Combi Bowl. That was a fucking horror story. That was gnarly. But I don't know. I think one of the coolest shows I've been to, it was at a place here locally at Capitol Beach. It used to be around, actually. It's not here anymore. It's called Coconuts. TSOL played
I remember
that night.
Coconuts.
And TSOL played and some other bands, and there was Skins and a couple HAs showed up, and then the whole thing, and it was just a friggin' melee. I actually went out the back window. I couldn't get through the bar and get out. I couldn't get through the front to get out. And I went through the window that was in the corner there. But that was, I saw a couple people not have great nights. And I've seen things similar, but I think that was probably a trip. But
Coconuts was short-lived, wasn't it?
It was around for a while. It just...
I've been there a few times. Back in the 80s, I remember going there a few times.
Yeah.
Late 80s.
Okay, horror story. Here we go, horror story. Again, back to being a little kid taking the BART and going up to the city. We went up, and I don't even know what bands they saw because I would do my routine of sitting outside and smoking or drinking or eating whatever they gave me to get thrashed on. But we went back to Embarcadero, intending to come back to Fremont, and it was too late. And we slept in the station there. I was a little kid, and the guys I were with were like 18 and 19. And there was a couple homeless guys that were just being weird and just fucking, whatever. And I'm just tripping on it because I wasn't around that then, and I'm just getting used to this kind of scene. And one of the guys started blowing the other guy and the whole 9 yards.
Wait, a guy started blowing another guy?
Oh, I'm not joking. In the corner. And they were scummy, just fucked up off the side of the road. Like, what is he paying him for? Or what is he paying him with? Like, what? Are they in love? Is this like a bad thing? So the one guy leaves after
What
that.
kind
and I'm
of
already
crack?
freaked out.
Ass crack?
Then he comes over. He comes over and he just starts like waving his dick around, acting all crazy. It was just fucking nuts, man. And so
I wish I'd never asked the fucking question.
No. I curled up next to Skippy and fucking literally like laid down next to Skippy and started like hitting him in the ribs. Like, what the fuck? And he looked at the guy.
How old were you?
I was almost 13. He looks at the guy.
Oh my God.
He looks at me and he goes, "Do you have any of those cigarettes left?" And I gave Skippy a cigarette. And he sits up against the wall, lights a cigarette, takes a couple drags, hands it to me, and then he goes, "Fuck that guy." And he literally put his arm around me and like tucked me into his chest. And I just went to sleep.
Oh my God, Eric.
Thank you.
Poor
That was like
Eric.
the most traumatizing thing.
I feel bad now. I want to almost come and hug you myself.
Oh, shit.
Oh, fucking. I've
You asked
that
for
question.
traumatizing.
No, I didn't want to be traumatized. I said traumatize me, but I didn't mean it.
I'm traumatized now.
I cuddled with Skippy in the
All right,
Embarcadero
no more.
Stop.
The only Skippy I know is a fucking bush kangaroo from Australia.
Oh my God.
I still don't know his first name or
Don't
his
lie,
last name.
Dutchie. These are the stories you live
Eric,
for.
you're getting an extra big hug next time.
From all of us.
I'm just a crushed
Okay,
soul.
next time I see him, I'm standing on the other side of the room. Fuck that shit.
Oh no, poor little Eric.
I'll buy him a beer and I'll see the bartender go, "The guy in the corner bought you a beer."
As long as he didn't
Fuck
finish
that,
blowing another
exactly.
guy and waving his dick at him.
Now, did that stuff influence your music now?
I'm sorry?
Did that stuff influence your
Does
music
that
and what you
stuff.
do now?
Ask you, be
that
more
stuff-
specific. Be more specific. Does that stuff?
His traumatizing
You know what?
stuff.
What's
What
the-
influences? I write all the lyrics, and what influences me is what I see every day. Like one of the songs I wrote, SC Divide, is literally about being like in a dirty beach city. Because San Clemente used to be like gritty, like how Oceanside kind of is still, and some other parts of our coast.
Yeah, they
but
tried to upscale it down there, didn't they?
They're on their way. I mean, everyone's doing it, but this place was gnarly. It was rad. I loved it. That's why I moved here. I was like, hey, we're having kids. We're going to San Clemente. But it was better than being in Venice with the kids in that situation. But
That is true.
Why?
but I
Why
don't know,
was
like,
San Clemente better than Venice? Because how crazy Venice is?
It's a little more family oriented.
Oh, very
I
much
would
so,
say
yeah.
that I'll put it to you in a nutshell. San Clemente had one gang, one Hispanic gang, and then there was Skins. Venice there's a multitude of things that happen because where you are in Venice Beach, everyone in Los Angeles comes there on the weekend. You've got shorelines. You've got all these different. It's just a
That
heavy.
cat's
heavy
over
scene.
here bitching about tourists and HB and shit.
No, Venice is worse.
Yeah.
Venice is way worse.
So so the song I wrote, SC Divide, they wrote the song. I just did the lyrics. But it's literally about my neighborhood. I could walk out of my house. I live in a nice location, little apartment building. But I can walk up to our main street, and there's bars everywhere and stuff. So I'm grateful that I can do everything on foot.
You know, my sister used to live out that direction. I can't remember where it is, but there was like this little. She had like this little blue apartment, and her back patio was like perfect. You could walk down this little green grassy area. There was a little park. Then you cross the train tracks, and boom, you're on the sand. I love
that
San
park's
Clemente.
that park's Linda Lane Park. That's right at the end of my street. I live on Marquita.
Nice.
But
nice.
but yeah, it's all that whole song is all about the divide of the city. Like I walk out of my door to go to a pub, and I pass a couple of dozen, no, not dozen. I pass a handful of heroin addicts. They're regulars, but they're like literally shooting up, sitting on the street. And then in the next block, I walk past a restaurant where it's $25 for a fucking chimichanga. And so that whole song's about like.
I hate that though. I hate that. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a trippy scene. Like I don't know. Yeah, influences.
It is, it is total influences. It's what influences you in a good way, a bad way, and how we influence everyone else. Because, believe me, when you're in bands, right, we influence people. When we're on radio, me hosting you today, we are both influencing anyone who's fucking listening. We have a laugh, right? And that's what life is all about. It's all about fucking fun. But listening to some stories that the guests tell me, we start off by laughing and we almost end up fucking crying,
Oh, I've got fucking stories out the yin yang, dude. It's retarded.
She likes those stories,
one
though.
thing I noticed about punk rock music in general, and any music genre for that matter, is when you write about real shit that you have to deal with on the daily basis, that's where the best stuff comes from.
I agree. That's how I feel. I don't know. It's just kind of. It's easy to. I've got other goofy stuff that you just acoustically I write. And it's just basic stuff, like
I mean, you can do fiction all day long, but it will
whatever,
never be as good as like your real life experiences.
There's almost every song we have. I mean, like "Viva Lost Wages" that you just played. It's the whole what you go through when you go to Vegas and you're a Vegas addicted person like myself. It's the whole showing up like you're going to be a rock star and then just coming home with a quarter tank of gas, just fingers crossed.
Wondering if you're going to even make it home?
Yeah, like one cigarette left. You got half of like a Big Mac or something. Not that I eat at McDonald's, but you know what I mean. You're just
Jack
like,
in the Box
torn
taco.
Is that what happens if you go to Vegas?
Sometimes.
You personally, are you a... Because Chaotic Radio is going to do we're going to do a day trip to Vegas.
Yeah.
And we're not going to invite you.
Gas.
We're not. No, I'm not inviting
you
because I don't want.
I'm just saying I'll pay for gas for one way.
He's going to pay for gas. We're inviting him.
Yeah, just leave your wallet at home.
I always invite myself everywhere, don't you?
And bring some women.
Ugh.
What does that mean?
He's like,
you're married, man. You're married. I know you are. I'm not going to try and influence you badly.
Yeah, right.
Come on. It's punk rock. It's what we live for. All of us. It doesn't matter how old you are now. If you're a punk, you're a fucking punk. Simple as that.
It's something you can't wash off.
And your parents ask you. Tell me if everyone in this room wasn't asked by your parents, when are you going to grow out of this phase?
I moved out when I was 14, to be honest with you. 14 and a half, 15, and started doing construction and everything. And so I never got to that point where they said move out of a phase. They were just always happy that I wasn't either sleeping on their couch or hitting them up for money or something. So,
do you know, I missed a question I was going to ask earlier. I'm going to get back to the reason you're on the show, and that's music. What are the subjectors going to do for music? Because we need your fucking music.
Again, we're getting in. We're going to start recording here real quick, and we got shows coming up, and we're starting to plan. We're going to start trying to do tour stuff. We got stuff in the works.
You said you already played. You already played with the Dickies.
Yeah, we played with a bunch of people so far. We've had some really great shows. We've been really fortunate in a lot of ways.
How did you manage? And this is a serious question because there's a lot of bands. There's a lot of people I run into who want to play with bands like the Dickies. They want to play with bands like Agent Orange. Bands who are a name. Bands who've been around for a long time.
Yeah.
Right? So how the fuck do you get to do that when... Because you're good, that's for sure. You're a fucking great band.
But I appreciate that, but...
How do you get on a bill with the Dickies and stuff like that.
I think our band in particular, it's just we're just playing our music and doing our thing, and it's just happening for itself. I don't know. I wasn't a part of booking any of that or whatever, but I think if you're in the right place at the right time, again, it goes back to just life is life. You get put in your spot, and then you just live your spot. You don't deal with your spot. You don't put up with your spot. You live through your spot you've been put in.
That's a great answer. Right place, right time for sure. Being good,
Yeah.
right place, right time. Because there's a lot of bands who are really great. Wrong place, wrong time, never get anywhere. I would love to be on a stage with a band like the Dickies because they're my fucking heroes. You know, I grew up with that shit.
Yeah. See, I got a better question than that. Actually, would you want to play on a bill like that with a headliner like that for, like, say, a show at a club? Let's say they get the Dickies. Would you want to be one of the supporting acts, or do you want to be one of those guys that's leading the way in what's punk rock now?
That's a good fucking question. Jesus Christ.
To me, that's a stupid question. You answer first.
Playing, anybody that's playing obviously would want to be at the top of a bill, like influencing people and touring.
No, I know.
And doing
I get
the
that
thing,
you want to be on the top of the bill, but what I'm saying is, when you're doing shows in the Subjectors as a band, do you want to be the featured band leading the way, or do you want to be a supporting act for a headliner act?
It doesn't matter to me. For me personally, I could give a fucking shit.
You just want to play for the sake of playing that.
Like Diego's on Friday.
Yeah.
There wasn't a million people, but there wasn't an empty house, and every face I saw was a friendly face, and the vibe was good and everything else.
And everybody was having a good time.
I'm not doing this to make money or be rich. I'm doing this to have a good
to
fucking
both
time,
of you.
so.
And I'm fucking interrupting, I know, and I'm going to fucking interrupt because you know what? You weren't 14 years old standing in a pit in London watching these great bands that were starting the beginning of punk rock.
No, I was 14 years old being shielded from that shit.
So when you say, yeah, you know what, guess what? I've been the main band. I've been the main band with 50 people or 100 people or 150 people. We played in fucking pubs and clubs in England. There was 250 people because they were friends and they loved us to death. But there is nothing like the fucking buzz of playing with a legend of punk rock as a support band. I would rather be a support band playing underneath GBH or Anti-Nowhere League or Angelic Upstarts than be the main band in a small place. There's nothing like going into the buzz of a real fucking venue where there's lines outside and people at the bar and the place is fucking packed.
Yeah,
and when the first band comes on, the fucking pit explodes. There's nothing like it.
My point is, though, that I want to be that band that does...
Right, so you have to work your way through that.
Yeah.
You know?
Which sucks.
I just want to play. And if they're smiling, like, friendly faces and everyone's having a good fucking time, I'm stoked. And obviously... everybody wants to progress and move on and do stuff, and we're going to start touring and doing stuff. But
ultimately, having a good time is what's most important.
Exactly. I see everybody I know and whatever, and it's like, hey, what's up? And we play, and everyone's having a good time. That's at the end of the day, that's what really matters to me because I've never been rich, and I don't expect to be rich or any of that shit. It's not what it's about for me. It's just playing.
Ain't nobody in punk rock getting rich.
Yeah, I've got angst.
Fucking, I was rich before I started this fucking place.
Yeah, and then you started punk rock, huh?
Fucking hell. It's why are we doing what we're doing, dude?
For the love.
Exactly.
But
I could see all sides of it. I could see being an opener, a supporter, or a headliner, and understanding what would be good about each part of it. And fucking, I think in music, everyone plays to empty rooms. Everyone eventually has good shows, and everyone's headlining or everyone's supporting. It just goes round and round. You take turns doing your thing when a band starts out, like at least... our band's new and all that kind of stuff, and so you just take it as it comes. Just try to get the good shows, the fun shows,
I truly think if we could make a 5-minute documentary of what a show is all about,
you would still need...
Friday night would have been it.
You would still need hours.
Yeah.
Because it was 4 bands who all loved each other, all supported each other, all stayed to the end, a crowd that enjoyed it, and there was... no money involved.
One thing I'd like to really tip my hat to about that show on Friday night was every band there was there at the beginning, and they stayed until the end.
Yeah, exactly.
And supported each other.
Fuck yeah, that's what. And there you go. Thanks, Kyle. That's the other thing too. Is fucking stick.
I see
it's
a
not
lot of
stick it
bands out there
but
in the
it's
scene these
enjoyment.
days, and they don't fucking show up early. They're like, "Oh, show up 5 minutes before I'm supposed to fucking."
Are you talking
play.
about Friday? I had to get out and get some wine. You're talking about Friday?
Hey, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to interrupt. I'm going to give a shout out because the time in the United Kingdom right now is 2:22 in the morning.
Last call.
And
No,
fucking
right.
last call's been and done, right? and Nathan from Hospital Food is listening to the show, and we're talking
We
about
love
we're
Nathan.
talking about Agent Orange, and he just posted a picture that says, "Hey, here's me singing with members of the Dickies, Agent Orange, Social Distortion, Bad Religion,
Distortion.
at Punk Rock Karaoke." In one picture.
Oh yeah. That
You
punk
know?
rock karaoke's fucking gnarly. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Greg and the whole crew. Yeah, that's fucking gnarly.
It is gnarly, and you know what? You can't get a kind of. Can you imagine? And here's what we're just going back to talking about just a second ago. You know what, dude? I was always the little fucker, the little 14-year-old, 15, 16, 17-year-old, 20-year-old in the audience paying the money to pogo because that was the music I loved. 3 years ago, I got for the first time a play on a stage, and we played with Stalag 13.
Nice.
And fucking, I'm going to forget the main band. The Angry Samoans, right? And it was the first show I'd ever played where the tickets were on sale on Ticketmaster and blah, blah, blah. It was the most exciting night of my fucking life outside of my kid being born. Simple as that. And I played professional soccer. I played in front of crowds. I won some...
now I got to drive out to wherever you live so we can go get some fucking beers for sure. I didn't know that shit. I actually just went to, a week ago, I just went out because one of the teams in town called me, because I still play up to this age, called me to come check out they have a first division, second division, and third division team. And they called me to come watch one of their teams. So
Are you
now we
talking
have to
about
go get beer.
football?
Yeah, we're talking about football.
Yeah,
soccer.
But that's it.
We
dropped
didn't
it.
have football with Nathan from the UK, but Eric, you disappoint me.
Don't listen
You
to
know
her.
what? That's
She's
the
drunk.
great thing about me.
Yeah,
I'll
I'm
always
kinda
disappoint
drunk.
you eventually. I will always disappoint somebody eventually.
Oh, no, you can never disappoint me, Eric. I'm just drunk right now.
But no, yeah, so we got to get back. Yeah. I didn't know you played pro
Life
soccer.
has
That's
been
fucking
very,
sick.
very fucking kind to me. Right, I actually, as of now, I coach for the United States Soccer. I am as high a level coach as you can get. I'm blessed, right? I get to see all that side of it.
That's sick.
Yeah, it is fucking sick. It's simple as
I'm
that.
certified. I'm certified to
Certified
ref
lunatic.
up to U16s.
You can
I'm a
coach.
certified U16 ref.
Oh, you
So
can make
if I
money.
go one more above, I can. If I go, but if I go one more above, I can apply for the high school refing, and then that's where you actually get your $80, $75 a game, that kind of thing. You can knock 3 or 4 out real quick, and
Yeah.
You know we can hear you pouring over there.
here we go.
Yeah,
Football.
so it's we get a foot. We go. Hey, guess what? We go where the conversation takes us. We don't care. Kat does because she doesn't
Football.
understand it, you know. But
Football and donkey jackets.
Hey, since we're on
wobbles.
football, United took out West Ham 4-0 first day of the season.
you know what? So
See,
we're
that's
done
all
with the show.
Swahili to me.
We're done with fucking talking to this fucker.
When's your next show, Eric?
Next show, unfortunately, we were going to play the 19th, Doll Hut Carpet, Rob's birthday. Greg couldn't get the times. He couldn't get off in time, so we can't do that one. But
We'll show up
on
anyways.
September 2nd, Doll Hut, we're going to be playing with the Dead Friends, Circle One, Payasa, Duct Tape Hostage. We're actually going to be the first band on that one. We go on early because later that night we go to Blacklight District and we're playing with Sexual Stevo and the Neighborhood Scum, Liquor Locos. Then we go on right before Louis Seidel. It's Lou from Suicidal Tendencies.
Louis
Yeah,
Seidel.
Louis Seidel's been doing some shit for a while. I just posted up
that'll
on
be-
Oh,
Instagram.
Rachel's awake again. She is
That'll be
Louis
a fun
Seidel,
night.
and she have no. I tell you what, she is like when you really need
Hey,
her.
that's all
she ain't
Venice.
there.
That's
and
why
you
she's
think,
up on it.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
hang on, just give me a second and let me give you a quick 10-second breakdown on her. You talk to her, she's not there. You talk to her, she's not there. She's there, but she's not there. And then she has certain words. Lewicidal's one of them.
Selective hearing.
Skateboarding's another
Venice
one.
Beach,
Venice
selective
Beach is a
hearing.
fucking. And then she's all like,
Definitely.
she turns around and she
Look, she's
smiles.
turning red now.
No, she smiles.
Start
and
talking
she's
about
like,
Venice. She's like,
Dutchie,
oh my God.
Dutchie, I'm your engineer, Dutchie. Otherwise, she's like, what the fuck? She's talking to her boyfriend. And fucking,
No, give me a break. I'm trying
I
to.
love you.
She has an
Training a new
intern. We have a
engineer.
new intern in there.
We
I'm
do have an
walking in-
intern.
What's your name?
Nice.
Andrew.
Andrew,
Hi,
welcome
Andrew.
to the station.
Welcome to the
Hey, dude,
weird
I
craziness.
hope this doesn't fucking scare you away, brother.
No, absolutely not, man.
He's running for
Hey,
the
I don't know who
hills.
you are, and I'm just a call-in douchebag, but go
You're
get
not a
Dutchie and everybody some new
douchebag.
drinks, Andrew. Come on, hook it up.
Hey, Eric.
Intern job.
I want to say, like, I know you keep up on all the shows and everything that's going on locally and everything.
Yeah.
So Thursdays when we're doing the Cats show, I want you to start calling in on the weekly and doing
Yes.
a weekly what's going on in the Southland report.
Your band, all the bands. Let's do it. Let's do a segment.
Find
and
me
you
all
have
the
a show.
shows that
You're
are
I'll
going
gather it
on
up.
every
I'll
weekend.
gather it up. I'll do it.
and you have a show
Don't
you're
worry.
doing now, right? Let's plug it.
Yeah. Well, first of all, the other show we got booked for next month is the 23rd of September, and it's with a band called Arkansas Toothpick. You guys have to check out Arkansas Toothpick. My friend Mikey Edwards, I've surfed with him my whole life.
I like the name.
They're not punk. They're not this. They're not that. But they
I'm not
fucking
punk either. I'm
rip.
pop.
They're like, overalls and beards and just like roadhouse bar music, but they rip.
I like that stuff.
shred.
I'm writing it down. Arkansas Toothpick.
And that's
Send me
going to
links.
be out at PK's Roadhouse in Temecula on the 23rd. He's got a compound with some campers outside. We're all going to stay in, big barbecue, the whole shooting match.
That
stuff.
could be fucking interesting.
That could be fun.
Yeah,
we got to make a
PK's
field trip.
Roadhouse, the 23rd with the Arkansas Toothpick.
You've played at
They play a
PK's,
lot
haven't
with,
you, Kyle?
Who?
You
What's that?
PK's Roadhouse?
PK's Roadhouse is actually a pretty nice little joint.
Yeah, he lives right down the road from there. And anyways, so yeah, that's the shows we got going. And then
What about your
we're going to
radio
be doing
show?
a tour. What's that?
Your radio thing.
Oh, yeah. So Power Plant Records, it's a radio. It's actually a record store in San Clemente. There's two record stores here. So there's a record store in the front. He has a music school in the back called Beach Cities Rock Club. His name's Biff Cooper. So we
Did
have
you
a
say
radio.
fucking Biff?
He said,
His name's
I was
Biff,
trying to not
B-I-F-F.
say it so we can
Hey,
not.
Dutchie, I've known him for a while. I'm still trying to get over it. But
Fuck you know.
but no, Buck Lamas, Ernesto. He used
Biff
to
and a
do
buck in the
Buck
same
Lamas
sentence.
show.
Fuck off. This is Back to the Future shit.
No, listen. Buck Ernesto used to do a show out of there, and so now I'm myself and another guy, Jason, are taking over. We're rotating his show, but we're doing like a live video stream, et cetera, at the same time. We're trying to work out the kinks, but for me personally, I don't do the MP3s and stuff. I just spin my own personal vinyl. And, it's just punk rock for a couple hours, and I invite friends to come in and spin. I've got people that are going to come in until I call it a...
I haven't been invited yet.
Yeah, Dutchie and I have to
like,
come in.
We're
Me,
getting
Dutchie,
it off
and
the
Kyle.
ground. We have Buck Time Stories that I started, so people, friends... We just lost Buck. He just passed away at 39 not that long ago.
Condolences.
They've had some big benefit shows for him. And,
That's right. Mm-hmm.
So anyways, I have people coming in telling stories, that they used to have with them. I made this little deck of cards, so it's like worst thing you did, the nastiest thing you did, the best time you had, and all that kind of stuff. So you pull a card, then you tell the story.
One of the things that I recently did was me and Kat had lost a friend where it was a surfing accident.
Oh, my other friend Eric. Yeah.
We ended up going out and doing this paddle out. And
What was his last name?
Eric Reno.
It's like
Reno.
the
That
beach,
sounds
yeah.
familiar.
Good friend of mine.
That
He's a
was only like, that had to be like 5 or 6 weeks ago, the paddle out.
Yeah. It was about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good friend,
But
really
needless
good
to
friend
say,
of mine.
that was
really good friend.
one of the best things that I've experienced in my life was going out there and just listening to the stories that these other surfers and brothers and
He was a
family of
musician.
his.
Other musicians.
He
as
was a
well.
musician as well, so it really
Yeah,
hit
pretty
home
well.
for me. And when we ended up going out there, that was one of the things that took me back a little
He
bit.
passed away in the ocean.
Yeah,
He went out,
actually
he went out
passed
to
away
surf and never
surfing.
came back, Eric.
I can give you more stories.
Well, we're
I've
about,
lost two
we're
friends.
about
We're gonna
out
have to
of
save that
time.
for
Yeah.
segment 2.
Yeah, we're gonna have to have
Yeah,
you
that's what I'm
back.
saying. It's like that's what I'm trying to say. It's like I can just go drink with you guys for the next 72 hours.
Well,
Never stop
I'll
talking.
schedule you back in for another day.
I was going to say, how about instead of being on the phone, you come in the studio next time, Bring the
Yeah,
band, or
definitely.
fuck it. If the band can't make it, come in yourself, dude. Because
Today was a complete fuck off for me, just the way my schedules are working and shit. But and I apologize for not being in there, but I don't.
we don't
apologize,
care.
But I do.
You know what? We had the same conversation, almost.
Yeah, for sure.
You know
but
what,
No, I
dude?
wanted to like bring out some fucking carne asadas and stuff, and just like grill up and have
Do
some
a
drinks,
special
do the whole
Sunday
thing,
show
so.
for that one.
Oh, we
Yeah.
can do a Sunday show
Yeah,
for
yeah.
that. Yeah.
We like
set
those
that up.
Sunday barbecues here at Chaotic.
Yeah, so fuck it. Yeah, I'm down. No worries. And
Well,
I'm sure everybody else is down too. It's just
Eric, did we
Sunday
only
would
play
work
two?
for everyone.
Did we only play two of your songs?
Yeah.
What
I
song?
don't know.
Did we
I
didn't,
kept hearing weird shit on my side.
We
so I
haven't
don't know
played
what you guys-
Blindside yet.
I don't think we played Blind
No, we
Side.
haven't.
Hey, Blindside's a song I wrote about Troy getting fucked over. So, and I wrote it, I swear to God. Troy's like, hey, do you want to sing in a band? Yes, I do. We practiced twice. I go up to Santa Cruz to see my sister. I get a phone call from Troy. He was getting fucked over in a bad way, and I literally hung up, and then I wrote that song right in the hotel room. And just the lyrics before there was even a song. And then when they wrote the song, like when they wrote the next song together, the fucking lyrics fit right into it. Like it was just, whew, like peanut butter and jelly just like slipped right in. It was fucking weird. Like my hair's standing up in my arms right now. It's actually fucked.
Wow.
And what's fucked is Troy's such a fucking dick. I love him, but he's such a dick that I don't think he appreciates it as much as I do. So if you're listening, Troy, appreciate that fucking song, you fucking dick.
I want to thank you. I want to thank Nathan, Anarchist, Kat, as always. Just, you know what? It doesn't matter to me. I don't care if you're on the phone or you're in the studio.
Well, I appreciate it. I've had a great fucking time.
It's for sure. It's a definitely different vibe if you're sitting in front, because we go to the fridge, we drink beers, we fuck around.
Yeah, there's a lot of fucking around
you know,
in between.
Right, but I'll tell you what. I'm blessed. We as a station, Kaotic Radio, I want to thank every fucking band that's been on it. I tell you, you have no idea how much. When we used to, you talk about the hairs on your arms standing up. When we turn this off now in the next 2 minutes and we go and sit, and we're going to go and sit and have another beer, we talk about this shit like,
Or two.
oh my God, are you fucking kidding me? We just did that again and again and again. And that's what it does to us, man. It does that to us, and we're blessed.
Do what you love and love what you
Rachel,
do.
Yeah.
you got a
it's
last
great.
comment?
It's great memories.
Yeah.
Do you have a final thought, Rachel?
Yeah, just great memories with great friends.
You sound like those fucking Christian women on fucking Saturday Night Live.
I was going for that.
Shut up, I'm stoned.
No, Rachel. Wait, why are you stoned and I'm
Is
not?
she Sharon?
Yeah,
She's
we're
not
gonna have to
sharing.
talk.
You fucking. No, you
We
got
got
to
step
share.
outside.
you're supposed to say,
Andrew hooked me up.
you're supposed to say, hey,
No, he didn't.
Now
He
that's
looks
an
too
intern I
innocent.
skip behind.
There's no fucking way he hooked you up.
Andrew, you're hired, but you got to get me hired first.
You're higher.
Higher.
High?
Yeah, he's higher.
He's higher than I am right now.
All right, fuck it. We got to go, bitches.
Jesus.
Eric, thank you, brother.
Yes,
No
Eric, love
problem.
you
Hey,
lots.
listen, the Subjectors, the Second, Doll Hut, Blacklight District, fucking get out there. See the show. If you're out there and you're listening right now, if you don't go to the show, there is no show. Support your local bands. Support traveling bands. Get in your car and fucking drive out and see bands you've never fucking seen. Don't be scared to
Support
listen to
your
music that
local
you're not
scene.
into. Yeah,
Support
and
your
don't be
local
scared to go
scene or
see
you get
shit you're not
stuck with
into,
crap
man.
like
Play.
Kanye.
Yeah, and if you have an opinion or if you think somebody sucks, go ahead and pick up a fucking instrument and do what they just did. See if you can pull it off. So fuck off.
Exactly, and that should be on Facebook right now. Your comment, your reply as a musician is, if you can't do it, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, and if you hate us, fucking cool.
Yeah.
We should
And if
talk.
you can do it better, more power to you.
And if you can do
Yeah.
it worse, you're a bigger hero to me. At least you
If
fucking
you can
tried.
fuck it up worse than I
No,
can.
you know, dude, do it. Try. If you can't do it, but don't
You know, there's
fucking
a lot
give an
to be
opinion
said.
if you don't try.
There's a lot to be said about any band that goes on any stage and gets up there and has the balls to go out there and put themselves out on the line like that. And hats off to every fucking band, no matter if you suck or not. Hats off to
Fuck
every
yeah.
band.
God
But
bless
hats off to every empty room.
you. Exactly, yeah.
That too, yeah. That too.
Support your local bands. Tip the waitress.
Dude, when you
Tip
you
the
know what?
bartender.
We're you know, Rachel just sent me a fucking message and said, "You're already way over. You're gonna do another half an hour." And I'm like, "No, but I don't know. We're already 36 minutes in. Okay, do you want to go another 20 minutes? Because I don't give
Just
a fuck."
kill it. It's only
Do you?
20 minutes.
You want to go? Fuck it.
I think
I'll
we
tell
got
you
20
what.
more
Do you have
minutes
to go
worth of
somewhere? Where you
material.
got to go? You rehearse?
I
I gotta go to the John. That's about it.
I got a
Go.
glass of wine in front of me, so I'm
So
good.
fuck it. So you know what, Chelsea. So
We're
we
already
go.
open and
Right,
it's fine.
Rachel,
Play a
you're the
song.
best.
Let's
You
play
know
a
what? I
song.
love the way because we've had some really great team meetings at Kaotic in the last 24 hours, right?
Oh man.
Where was I?
Oh man.
I said team meetings.
Ah.
Hey,
And
Kyle, you were in the same place you were at during Punk Rock Bowling. You weren't there.
And
That's
you
all right, I'm
don't.
an anarchist. I do what I want.
And you don't really want to be there.
so when you hear that a band like Chelsea, now Chelsea were, Eric, do you know who Chelsea are? I'm not talking
No.
about football teams.
I've heard of Chelsea, but I don't know who they are, Dutchie.
Don't you? I'll tell you what I'll
No.
do. We'll bullshit for a little bit, right? And I'll play you. I'll play you one.
right?
Oh my
Gene
god.
October. It's fucking Gene October, dude. It's Chelsea.
I've heard a lot of the British bands talk about Chelsea, but I'm not familiar.
All right, I'll play
I'm
you.
not familiar.
No, well that's fun, and I say that because once you get off the show and you research Chelsea, the band, and you go, get the fuck out, really? They were that big, they were that influential in the punk scene in the United Kingdom, right? They were. They had a couple of songs. They actually, if they got a double album, which is yes, it's their anthology, and we all know that that's a lot of the time full of shit, right?
Yeah.
But they had a couple of songs, Urban Kids. This is the ones that I can relate to. Urban Kids, Right to Work, No Admission. They did a great fucking cover of fucking, I can't remember. Many Rivers to Cross, right? Which is like, was totally out. I'm gonna play. I'm gonna click on it. I'm gonna play it. Hopefully, it comes up and plays it straight away.
What
Right.
year? What year was all this?
77. One of the original
Oh,
bands.
shit.
76, 77. Right?
wow.
And once this is finished, tell me if you don't think, and listen to the words. And not often will I say listen to the words. Listen to the words of this song going on in an economy where there's rich kids. We talk about San Clemente. We talk about all the people that live in the nice places, but remember that, and I never remembered this because my old man was a rich fucker, and he dropped me to the shows in a brand new Jag, right? He employed the fuckers. KaoticRadio.com.
A beautiful disaster.
Standing around just was 7 days a week. I won't even get no signing on fee. I feel ripped off. Yeah, what about you?
Get up, go to work, all around the clock. And go out, with the kids on the block. Go on, and don't come in late, don't you dare oversleep. Every day, 5 days a week. Come on, other kids, escape. Other kids, escape. Other kids, escape. Other kids, escape. Other kids, escape.
KaoticRadio.com, Chelsea. Yeah, you know what? 40th
That's
anniversary.
fucking amazing.
Yeah, what do you think, Eric?
Fucking amazing. I feel like a douchebag. I've never heard those guys before. And while you were playing that, my guitarist, Maniac, texted me and he's like, fuck, you should have had me on. I would have fucking, I could go off about fucking English bands all night. He knows a lot about the shit. He shamed me, basically.
Well, you know what? Don't be, because here's the thing. I joined my band 3 years ago. They say, let's play a Black Flag song. And I say, I've never heard a Black Flag. I'd never heard a Minor Threat. 3 years ago, never heard of those bands, right? We grew up in different areas. We grew up in different parts of the world.
Yeah.
Right? And Gene October, the lead singer of Chelsea, is, I wouldn't say as big a punk icon as anyone in the UK, but he's right up there with it, right? So Nathan from Hospital Food was telling us earlier on that they went on a 40th anniversary tour in the UK, and they played a bar, and 4 fucking people showed up.
Yeah, it's fucking gnarly.
Can you believe that?
Jack
More
Richard-
people for Chelsea.
Jack Christian was just saying the other day that the Warped Tour they did, and they were going on so early that he was like, we're playing for like 25, 30 people, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's fucking gnarly.
That many people?
Yeah, they had weird slot times and shit, and it was just fucking, yeah. So
I'm surprised that many people attend the Warped Tour anymore.
Yeah, Kyle.
But you know what? We do tours, and you may think you're big time because you get invited onto the Warped Tour. But the bottom line is, if the Warped Tour, and I don't know their set times, but let's just say the first band's on at 6, and you accept that you take that slot, you may be playing at a fucking nobody.
You know, before Warped Tour came out, I went to a show. It was called Board in Orange County, and it was a 2-day event, actually. It was Board in Orange County, Board in South Bay. That was the birth of the Warped Tour, right?
Pre-Warped Tour?
That was pre. It was like 94, I believe it was. They drew lots to see who was going to play what set time. So you had, like, you started out with Whitecaps, which is an OC punk rock band, you know, pretty good band and everything. That was the opener at, like, fucking noon.
Right, so you know what? When you look at bands like this, when we go back to bands like Chelsea, and again, how often do we sit here and we talk about, oh, I wish I'd been there, and when you wish you'd been there? Chelsea were not one of the biggest bands, but they were one of the originals, and they've always been a huge part of punk rock. And I love Wikipedia. Wikipedia doesn't bullshit; it just gives you facts most of the time.
Let me give you a Wikipedia fact. My son was fucking 8 years old. No, 9 or 10 years old, and he was going to do a report at school, and he had to pick somebody to do a report on a personality or something. He picked Wayne Rooney, right? Manchester United.
Right.
Fucking, so he goes on there, and he goes on Wikipedia, and he's like, okay. You know, and he's doing his thing, and he comes out, and he's all, Dad, can you come double-check this for me? And I go in, and on Wikipedia it says, Wayne Rooney is a tosser, et cetera, et cetera. He's asking me, what's a tosser? So, I'm like,
Wayne Rooney is.
Wikipedia
What's a tosser?
But no, when
That's
you're
funny.
talking punk, people don't fuck with it so much. But anyways, Wikipedia.
Now, Wayne Rooney was a toffee, not a tosser.
There's a
And
little
he's
bit of a
back at it,
difference,
and he-
right?
And he's back at Everton.
Yeah, and did you see his opening goal this weekend?
Oh, ripper.
Fuck
Ah,
yeah, now.
football! My God.
Soccer, lady, soccer.
But you know
Yeah.
what? You know
How's that
what?
football?
That comes in hand, you know? Where does the band get the name Chelsea from?
Yeah.
Was it from the football team? I'm going to say no. It was from the King's Road. You know, they're in Chelsea, because that's where the punk explosion with Pistols, or not the Pistols, but Malcolm McLaren and Vivian Westwood. That's
agree.
where it started. You know,
I would agree.
So you got a band like Chelsea, you got a bunch of bands like them all coming back, and you know it's kind of interesting, because to me, in one respect, it's, you know what, guys, you can't just play off of your name. And I'm not saying this has happened with Chelsea. I don't think that's kind of what happened. But there's a lot of bands, there's a lot of bullshit going on now with original punk bands showing up with the names. I don't know if it's even the original people going, we're doing a 40th anniversary tour because we are so and so.
Any quote unquote original punk band nowadays is a fucking cover band of what they used to be. I guarantee you that they've had member lineup
you know what? They told me I was playing with the original Whining Pussies on fucking Friday night.
There you weren't.
Yeah. No.
There was only 2 original members.
The brothers. That's the brothers from Jersey.
But you know what? It is. I expect to see, because you know that GBH want the first wave of punk. You know, we know that there's a lot of bands that weren't the original first wave of punk. So the 40th anniversary from '77 is going to be different from the 40th anniversary of fucking fucking 21. Damn, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Cat's not even speaking anymore. She's just drinking wine.
I'm just drunk now. Yeah.
Are you drunk, Cat?
Maybe. I was talking to our new intern.
Dutchie, let me ask you this. What was your scariest, most frightening, ruining of your brain, like, just fucked up thing that you went through in punk?
Yeah, not your turn, Dutchie.
I was just going to say, in punk or in life?
Like a show, like experience, like in punk. Like you asked me, I'm asking you the same question you asked me.
It was San Bernardino. It was 2002 Punk Invasion.
What happened?
We were sat there having a beer, and it was one of the hottest days I've ever experienced. And a bunch of fucking... There was a mosh pit. They started a mosh pit, and the mosh pit got closer and closer. And we moved, and we moved again. And then I'm like, fuck it, I'm not moving anymore. Fuck this shit. And this dick just fucking took me out. I was sitting down with a bunch of girls, and he just took me out from the mosh pit. So I get up and go into the mosh pit. And I'm too old even then.
But you're pissed off.
But I'm pissed off. So like a fucking idiot, I go, the guys come round, and I'm drunk, so I don't see him, and he's coming, and then I get another elbow in the side of the head. I'm like, all right, it's that motherfucker. So I go running across the pit.
Oh, you're hate dancing at this point.
Is that what it's called?
So I dive at him. So what does he do? You answer this question, because you know, I run 20 yards and dive. What does he do? He sidesteps me, and I hit the fucking floor.
Fucking G.
And him and fucking 2 or 3 of his fucking friends start beating the fuck out of me.
No shit.
Yeah, and the cops come, and the cops come. Oh, they're fantastic! I love it. and the cops come over, and they've been watching it. They got towers there, and they told me they kicked all of them out, and they left me in there. They let me stay, and they went, "You're too old to go running across the fucking pit that slowly."
Oh no, Dutchie, really?
Yeah, that's true. That honestly
and how many
true.
years ago was that?
2002 Inland.
And what year is it now?
That was yeah. Shut up.
We all stalled on that one. We all stalled on the answer to that question.
Good Lord.
What year is it now? Do you know what city you're in? Are you okay? Where did you hit your head?
15 years ago.
Hey, Dutchie, we will help you. We're your friends. We'll look out for you.
Shut up and fuck off. But no, yeah, I mean, it was there was 2 incidents that were probably the scariest the same night. Because that night, if anyone who's listening remembers that night, lunatics just started fucking getting there was fires burning. Fires on the hillside. Is it not San Manuel? But where is it up there in Irvine? Not Irvine. Come on, someone help me out.
It's called Bumfuck Nowhere.
Yeah. Well, that arena up there in Bumfuck Nowhere, right? No, it's where the Not Dead Fest is.
Out by Glen Helen or whatever.
Yeah, Glen Helen Pavilion. That's where it was. There was fucking fires burning. That people were collecting all the plates, all the paper plates, and building fires. And all of a sudden, this fucking bitch starts building a fucking fire around my feet. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Fuck off. And seriously, I ended up, it's the first and only time I've ever kicked a woman.
You kicked a
I shouldn't have said it on
woman.
air.
Only because she thought I was Guy Fawkes.
Earlier I said coke. You just said woman. You mean like woman?
Exactly. I mean, like, female bitch. Like, crazy people. Crazy. Right? And it turned into another. The great thing about that one was there was women with me, and I stepped out, and the women all started going at it, and that was cool to watch.
The women kicking the shit out of each other?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I told
just
her.
amazing.
All right, we're done. We gotta go.
We're done.
We love you. On that note, we are.
Yeah.
Damn.
Go
This
lick your
has been
wounds
a
and
great
go jump
show.
into that big pool you got over there.
Yeah, that big pool's at a hotel. I gotta climb the fence on that fucker.
Hey, fuck! I regret not coming. I wish I could have been out there because one of the things I was gonna do was just go, where's this fucking pool at before I go home?
We would have all, you know what? I would have had to take off my clothes and get in the pool because I don't have a bathing suit.
Let's get down to the. Hey, let's leave right now.
You fucked up, Eric. You should have been here.
Hey, you know what? I'd have done the same thing, but I don't wear underwear, so surprise, surprise.
Commando.
Either do I.
I think we're all running commando here today.
Dude, you know, I so appreciate, first of all, what happened last Friday. Secondly, you've given me your time to be on the show, and then the show goes this long, and you're still here.
And it's awesome.
No, fucking, I appreciate I appreciate Friday. I appreciate just getting in on that show. It was amazing. It was so much fun. I appreciate you guys supporting music. First of all, you're supporting our band. Just keep it fucking going. I know it's not going to stop. I mean, every day someone picks up a guitar, and every day
we're not
going to
stop.
We're never going to stop.
So I'm fucking down for life, down for the cause, or whatever other fucking phrase you want to staple on that.
All right,
So
man.
no, thank you guys very much for supporting us and having us on. I appreciate it, and I wish the rest of the boys could have been with me, and I wish we could be up there playing. So
Man, next time you better be in the studio.
Live.
Fuck yeah, for sure.
Music.
And we got to get a beer. We got to get a
Don't
beer.
forget,
even
do
if I
your
have to drive out
research.
there.
We want you to do those call-ins on the weekly on the Thursday shows.
Yes, for
Thursdays,
sure.
I'll start doing it.
Go
I'll
look
start
what Cat
bugging
tried
everybody
then,
this
yep.
week. Sick.
And when's your show? What day?
September 2nd is going to be the good one, the good night. We're doing 2 shows. Again, we're doing Doll Hut.
No, for
We're
your...
gonna be-
Yeah, okay, go ahead with
Oh,
that.
fucking the radio show.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're still working out the kinks, but that is on Tuesday, and it's about 8-ish.
After,
Don't say kinks.
after, yeah, kinky is what that leads to. After the Beautiful Disaster Show, then.
After the Beautiful Disaster Show?
Our show's on from 4 to 6, so you're on at 8. It's perfect.
Yeah, but we're on it yeah, exactly. So that's one of the things that's great.
So
is,
you can tune in here
yeah.
and
So we
listen to some
can
good
plug
shit,
it.
and then you can tune into
No,
there and listen
exactly.
to some good shit.
Exactly.
All right, Kat, I'm cutting you off.
Hey, thank you guys so much.
All right, you're the man.
Again,
Rachel,
keep
thank you
supporting
so
music.
much
Thanks
for being the
supporting us.
engineer
We'll
tonight.
talk to you soon.
You've been fucking awesome. I love seeing
Right,
when
and
you're
Dutchie,
like
we got
up.
to get together. Dutchie, we have to get together for some football talk and some beers.
Oh,
for sure.
definitely, yeah. Come on, you Spurs. That's all I can say.
Yeah, you know what?
Play us
I'm
another
fucking.
song.
I'll send you some photos.
That sounds sick, and that sounds
Thank you
fucking
guys.
perverted.
Seen a man hanging around. Is he alive? Look inside her and he's shouting now. Is he dead?
Are we clear? Right, so we clear.